Audio Jungle. 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 Audio Jungle.
New and fresh ideas at the National Assembly as well as, at the presidency. We'll find out tomorrow. All of this will bring to you right here on Eagles FM Election Chat Room. This is where everything lives. Every story, breaking story, everything that's happening around the election, we are guaranteed to bring them to you on this platform. My name is Nacho Prince, and I'm glad that you are joining us this morning. So before now, Nigerians thought about 90 million people would go to the polls to elect the new leaders for Nigeria, but apparently with the information released by INEC yesterday, or the data released by INEC yesterday, just about 87.2 million Nigerians would go to the polls. Now, what would be the difference between the election register before now and what it is currently? All right. In 2019, about 80 million Nigerians were registered to vote. Well, this time around, Nigerians thought, okay, 10 million people may have been added to the list, but apparently, as it is, that's not the case. Maybe just about 7 million people were added to the register. And this 87 million Nigerians hold the fate and destinies, or will determine the fate and destinies of over 130 million Nigerians. Not just would they determine the fate of 180 million Nigerians, they will determine the fate and destiny of our dear nation Nigeria. It's good to have you join us. We'll look at the papers and what they're reporting, and then we'll talk more about the elections. Feel free to be a big part of this conversation, because we love to have you in the conversation every single time. 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. You can send us SMS and WhatsApp messages on 090-9705-4450. Don't forget, on the election chat room, we are open to taking in whatever information, valid and confirmed information that you can serve us on this platform. Whatever is happening around your neighborhood, whatever is happening at your polling unit, so long as the the verifiable, would love to have it. Okay, bring us the facts that breaking around your neighborhood or your polling unit throughout the season. We'll love to have it on here. Okay, we begin this morning with This Day newspaper. This day is here on this day. Screaming headline on front page of This Day newspaper: 87.2 million voters to decide a presidential race too close to call. 87.2 million voters to decide a presidential race too close to call. Right into the story. Biden: US stands with Nigeria as it charts new path to secure future. UK, Canada, Japan, others land signing of second peace accord. Lawan preaches peaceful polls, drums support for Tinubu. Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi endorses Atiku. Obaseki. Atiku, best choice for Edo people, urges them to reject same faith presidency. Alright, by the way, I would love to remind you as well that, the campaigns are over. From today, there cannot be any campaigns. You cannot, in fact, as much as mentioned in the political party. But it's very good. No more campaigns. The campaigns are officially closed. So if you're commenting on the headlines, please make them very civil. Make them something that we can take on air. All right. Would also count on you to help us, stick to the rules. All right. Military, police vow to defend democracy at all costs. Federal government closes all land borders. Military, police vow to defend democracy at all costs. Federal government closes all land borders. So I love to say that it seems we're still going through a post-military traumatic disorder. That's how I love to term it. Seems like as a nation we're still dealing with that, what I refer to as post-military traumatic disorder, because I don't know why everything around elections would seem so much like it's something that we can't handle, like it has to be militarized, or even thing around elections really sounds tough and rigid, like we're about to go into this is not election, not be war. Isn't that what we say? I mean, it's just an election. It's just one day. We vote for who we prefer and walk away. That's the way it should be. It shouldn't be about force and all. We have shut down borders like, this is main business and no. Anyway, and the military is talking tough. The police is talking tough. Everyone talking tough and saying would be, and yet we're talking about peaceful elections. Come on, let's ease off the tension, okay? It's not something that's too big. Nations go into elections and people don't even know that places and all. People open their shops, go into do their businesses. Organizations are open. Business goes on as usual. People just go on election day, get it there, vote, and move away. Some people even mail their votes way ahead of time. Elections should be just like every other thing that we do in this country. It shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this tough and rigid and firm, and it should be easy. People should just go about on election day, vote, and go away. Alright? Well, anyway, just above that, before the nameplate, just beneath the nameplate of this day newspaper, DHQ, troops arrest mastermind of Abuja Kaduna train bombing. Sounds like good news. This is something we should read. DHQ says troops arrest mastermind of Abuja Kaduna train bombing. This is one place where we need to commend. This is one place where we need to commend and applaud the military. But then we would also want to see these people. It seems like they are even part of those who masterminded the train attack. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, yeah, they've been also masterminded all the attacks. Okay, so let's do what we can as a nation to ensure that justice is served. We cannot afford to say those people who lost their lives on that train, would not find justice by serving justice to those, or meting out punishment to those who led to their death. And in old notes, Malami says Buhari didn't breach Supreme Court order by banning old notes. Billionaire philanthropist Otedola donates engineering facility or faculty to Augustine University. Take that again. Billionaire philanthropist Otedola donates engineering faculty to Augustine University. His foundation stone for Block 2 and 3. There you have it. I'll leave that now. The nations that respect some level of human rights, and so if they were unable to pin anything that would warrant his detention, then they would have to release him. All right. I'll leave that now. Still within the belly of this newspaper, Lawan sponsored no bill as Senate President, says group. Lawan sponsored and check House of Representatives and the Senate. Okay? There are people who have been described as stooges and as rubber stamp. In the next 24 hours, please ensure that you are acquainted with those who are running for the office and make your and as your senator. Okay? Still within the belly of this day newspaper. All right, let's quickly read you that story. And it says, the Defense Headquarters DHQ said yesterday the troops of Operations Major General Musa Damadami said the suspect was one of the 3 terrorists apprehended by the troops at Damba community in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State on February 14. He said the operation led to the recovery of 2 motorcycles, mobile phones, the sum of $5,000, other currencies, and some sundry items. Dan Madami said troops on fighting patrol also neutralized 7 terrorists at Ongwan Birni in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. He said the troops also recovered 83 rounds of 7.62 millimeter NATO, 50 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special, and 7 magazines, among other items. Madami also said troops of Operation Hadarindaji had within 2 weeks neutralized 23 terrorists and arrested 9, as well as secured 23 abducted civilians. Good one there. Let's see what we have again. 2023 elections, FCT Security Committee assures residents. Okay, this is delaying. Maybe it's time for us to bring you in. Join the conversation now. 09073530044 and 09087668888. 2023 elections, FCT Security Committee assures residents of safety. That's a headline there. Join now. Let's hear you. 09073530044 and 09087668888. You can send SMS and WhatsApp messages to 09097054450. Don't forget you can watch the Eagles FM election chat room on YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja, on Facebook as well. Go there, like the page, follow and watch what we're doing here. You can also share that with your friends and loved ones. 09073530044. I bring you in.
Good morning, Nacho.
Good morning, Elder Noja. Good to have you join us this morning. Yes, so good to have you.
Without getting you.
The traffic is really high on this.
My first thing, I appeal to the youth to go to vote tomorrow. Nobody should leave that place until they vote.
Okay.
And then they should monitor the river. If it's not working, they should complain bitterly. Because the information will hear whether it's wrong or not. We don't want river to blank no. So youth, they should go and stand and make sure that you vote before you leave that place tomorrow. This is a big opportunity for them now to turn Nigeria around. Any corrupt country, only youth can turn it around. It's an opportunity for youth now. And then about Malami have said the right thing. I have to say it. The president of the country has a executive order. And then that's a decision that's what they call it. If he can dissolve the National Assembly, his power can dissolve National Assembly without a time. So court order, it can put court order aside to implement something where it's going to favor Nigeria. That's why Malami says it's not violated it. And then about the person they arrest, the kidnapping. That's the duty of a special force, and I thank the government and they give the opportunity to serve in Nigeria. You have seen the improvement now. You have seen the handwork of a special force now. What truck? They are the people when they take from a special force in Nigeria, and they have promised Nigeria. Those people are great to this. They must arrest them, and then one day here say they don't arrest them. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Elder Noja. Thank you as well for keeping it really short and simple. Let's go. More calls. Hello, good morning. Oh, fortunately, we lost that one. Try to call us back. Hello, good morning. Moving on. Hello, good morning.
Hey,
good morning. Welcome. What's your name?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Is this right?
Anthony.
Mark Anthony, good to have you. Welcome.
Good to hear from you too.
Glad you're here this morning.
Just as we've been saying, election is not a do or die affair. In other times, they do election, you will know that the election was held. People will still go on doing their normal activities and all. But thank God, the 2023 we've been waiting for is already here. And tomorrow is the election day. Just as the elder Onaja said, I will encourage my fellow youth to make sure they vote for the right candidate. They shouldn't be allowed to be induced with money. And by God's grace, May 29 will have a new president in Nigeria. And secondly, I want to commend the Nigerian army. They should put more effort. Because you and I were here in Abuja. I have people I communicate with in the north, far north, and they say it is not easy. That even as we speak, some people are still being kidnapped, and those activities are still ongoing in the north. And I pray that with time, all these things will become a thing of the past. Thank you very much and have a blessed.
Thank you very much, Mark Anthony. Appreciate you joining the conversation this morning. Keep the calls coming 09073530044 and 09087668888. You can send SMS and WhatsApp messages to 09097054450. How prepared are you for the elections, by the way? President Joe Biden of the United States says, go out and vote tomorrow. Now the headline from Daily Trust newspaper says, go out and vote tomorrow. Biden charges Nigerians. Do we need anyone to tell us? Do we need anybody to tell us to go out and vote? I mean, but he never tell you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who's joining us?
This is Paul from Kai.
Oh, Paul, good morning to you. Welcome.
The election fever has caught up with you. Can't recognize my
brother.
voice.
See, my head is all about the election right now. Whatever it is, I don't care
Don't
about any other thing.
Don't worry, my prince. The right vote will be casted this time around. I will get the right person in that villa.
We pray so.
And based on what the questions you raised this morning, you see, elections are always tense in this part of the world because institutions are not working. People just get scared of what will happen on election, and then after the election, people get scared of what will happen at any court of the nation because of what is happening. So there's always tension. But there's something I observe in this election. You see, part of if you see Abuja here is not as tense as the West. I was just analyzing with my friend in Lagos. It is Lagos so tense, and see these places we are just calm, waiting for the vote, waiting for Saturday to come. So I would say this election is more than even Nigeria. For US to come, for US to be saying all this kind of thing, we should take it more than the way it is and do the right thing. Let's change the situation of this country. And then for the arrest of the mastermind of this train attack, we want to give it to the military for doing a good job. But you see, we need to do more. We need to do more preventive than even the reactive, because if you prevent some of these things from happening before it gets to kill people, would have arrested the masterminders. And then I want to say something here. Elections, the way these politicians are taking it, we the masses should know that whatever it is, whether we are pushed to snatch boxes or to kill, at the end of the day we will see be laid back. And these people will continue to enjoy their families that are living abroad and will continue to suffer in this country. I pray that tomorrow we will all come out and vote rightly and defend our democracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Paul. I hope that we all come out and vote and defend our democracy. Last line there. Interesting line. Very important one. Very important message to Nigerians. Come out and vote and defend your democracy. It's been a long time coming. I mean, imagine waiting from 2019, and it kept coming, and everybody was talking about 2023 from 2019, or even from 2015 or 2016. Many Nigerians have been talking about 2023, and it's finally here in less than 24 hours. we face the polls and we cast ballots to choose the next crop of leaders in our country. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Abdullahi Mekano.
Thank you very much for doing a great job this morning.
Appreciate you.
Sir, the police, the military is supposed to take it more than the way they even take it now. Because it's like you are underrating the attitude of Nigerians, especially desperate politicians who are looking for power by all means. So the military and the police and other security agencies are supposed to be on stage to counter any challenge, because politicians in this country, they are some of them, not all, are the wicked men on the planet, because they take power by all means that it is supposed to be there. Even if 100 or 7 of people are going to die, their seat is more important than the lives of the people. That's most of them. That's what they take, most of them. So I support the military, police, and other security agencies to take it very, very tough. Each and every person who is trying to undermine democracy and the rights of Nigerians. Look at what happened in Kano yesterday. The Congress was trying to go to his hometown. Just he was attacked his convoy. Look at the car, they burned down, and they even lost their life in Kano State yesterday. And he was just there to go to his own hometown to cast his vote as a candidate. But the opponent sent their talks to come and attack him. Look at how police arrested talks yesterday in Kano State, and they allege that they are going to be paid 2,000 naira each. It's quite unfortunate, and some people lost their lives yesterday in Kano. Look at it; it's too terrible. So the military and the police are supposed to take it very tough, because Nigerians are different people. We are different people. In some part of the world, election will come and go. It's out killing even a chicken. But in Nigeria, if you allow politicians to do what they want, they can kill thousands of people because of that particular power. So we are different people.
All right, Abdul.
The military and the police are supposed to deal with any kind of illicit things. Anybody who comes to they should go and cross everybody. Right. I support it.
Thank you very much, Abdullahi Mekano. Another caller is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm very well.
My name is Lukoju from Akundako.
Oh, Lukoju, good to have you.
Yeah, you see, concerning the election, election is not, we should not take it as a day or die. It is something that is our own right to just vote and leave that place. But I believe that the way some people are taking it as a ought is not like that. Concerning the Malami issue, for those who have, sued the federal government, they have the right, because of the way let me use our leader, president, breaking the law. It's not like that. I think you have to look at the situation.
Did the president break the law? Did the president break the law?
Okay. What?
Did the president break the law?
No, I'm talking about the Malami that the president are not breaking the law. I think understand me.
Okay, good.
But the aspect of it, these 3 governors that sue the federal government, they have the right. Section 39, protect them. I believe that nothing will happen. Election will go in a peaceful way. I myself, I know the type of the leader that I'm going to vote for. There's nothing that can persuade me to vote for anybody that is, that I don't want. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Olukoju. No one should persuade you or confuse you. Vote your conviction. If they're able to convince you, fine. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Prince.
Good morning, Clement Zion Prince. Good to have you join us this morning.
Thank you, sir. I want to commend the military for arresting the mastermind of the Abuja train bomb blast. I mean, we can't afford not to rejoice over such arrest. It's a kudos to the military. And I want to join the military, the president and the government of Nigeria to ensure that justice is done on that matter. The president has signed before now executive order directing that anybody found carrying illegal weapons should be executed. See, today I'm waiting to see such a thing being carried out anyway. Outside the executive order, the laws of this land are clear on use of force to abduct people and to armed robbery. I've said it on this platform many times. If you use ordinary knife to collect from somebody his property with an intention to deprive that person permanently of his ownership of that property is robbery, and the consequence is death by firing squad. But these people often we arrest them, we say they repented, and we free them. Let us see the end of this mastermind that was arrested, because they will perpetrate here, go to another place, and perpetrate again if they are not available. We have to detach them once and for all. And Buhari charges MFN to bring the saboteurs of this Naira design to book. The jurisdiction is any bank, he said he should start from. He said he deposed a lot of this money to various banks, and he knows how much was disbursed to these banks. Let him go and monitor how many bank managers disburse this money. He would let him act fast and bring his managers to book, so that Nigerians will not only feel that justice is being done, they see it to have been done.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Clement Zion Prince. And I hope that we all go out tomorrow to vote. Okay, I bring in one more caller, should I? We'll take this quick pause and the conversation continues. This is your radio experience. You can count on more headlines from the Punch newspaper and Daily Trust, interesting ones that you would want to respond to. Maybe I'll just give you a teaser. Elections. IGP orders air surveillance in Lagos, deploys 27,000 cops. Election. IGP orders air surveillance in Lagos, deploys 27,000 cops. What makes Lagos so special? The conversation continues. Keep it here.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chat room anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
And the conversation continues 09073530044 and 09087668888. I'd love to hear from you what your thoughts are. I'll bring you headlines as well from Daily Trust quickly. 24 hours to go. That's the big story in the front page of Daily Trust newspaper. 24 hours to go. How Atiku Tinubu Obi Kwankwaso will share 87 million votes. Moving away from that one. Elections. 15 killed in Kano, Enugu, Ebonyi. Violence. Not good. Not good at all. We cannot have a situation where Nigerians are killing themselves on account of elections. Just choosing people who are going to lead you and you're killing yourselves. Are we animals? Do we live in the jungle? That shouldn't be. How digital surveillance threatens press freedom in Nigeria or the West African countries. You want to read that as well in the belly of Daily Trust newspaper. Now, that headline that I read to you earlier, it says, election IGP orders air surveillance in Lagos, deploys 27,000 cops. 27,000 cops. Now, I asked earlier what makes Lagos special. The Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Baba has ordered a special deployment in the air, land and water in Lagos for Saturday's presidential and National Assembly elections in collaboration with sister security agencies. The Deputy Inspector General of Police Force Operations, Johnson Kokumo, who disclosed this on Thursday, said about 27,000 policemen were already in Lagos. The DIG, who addressed newsmen at the Lagos State Police Command yesterday, said all policemen serving in the state had been briefed on what was expected of them ahead of the elections. He assured residents of their safety during and after the elections, adding that all crisis-prone areas in the metropolis had been mapped. Again, what makes Lagos this special? Right, people say, oh, there's a lot of thugs in Lagos. They're those who intimidate every round of election. They're those who intimidate other voters in Lagos. I don't know about that, but I'll leave you to be the judge of it. 09073530044 and 09087668888. We also have the Punch newspaper in waiting. Let's bring in this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is
GB. I'm glad you're here.
My name is GB.
GB,
How are you?
Good to have you. I'm very well. How are you?
You see, I want to comment on this issue of Malami, and I want you to correct what the Anoja said, that the president had the power to destroy, to cancel or nullify, or how did he use it, National Assembly, and you didn't correct him. We're not in a military regime. National Assembly is what makes democracy. Without National Assembly, it becomes military regime. And he said the military had the power to shut it down and cancel it. No, you should have corrected
I probably skipped that. That skipped me. Let's go ahead.
And I can't tell you, you are very sharp and intelligent presenter.
I missed that.
GB. You be allowed to go because you can
go ahead.
Something. Then I want to commend the military for the exploit. By arresting these people, it's a plus. You know, all over the world, you may not get the intelligence to prevent many crimes. What make the country and the military and the intelligence work is that you are able to arrest a perpetrator of evil. In USA, we clean in the school, clean at the park, clean in the hall, clean on the rail terminal. But they are able to arrest those people. That will make them different. And I want to commend our military. It's not exceptionally good that they are able to arrest perpetrators of these people. And if you don't break Kuje prison, you still get them arrested. And the state law. You ask a question, how many are they prosecuted? Many of them are prosecuted. You know that in this time of era, we don't have people in journalists who go after all these cases. You know, this case is not determined by a wish of hand. They have the right to defend themselves. So it pass through the court process, it may take like 4 or 5 years. But judgment, many of them have been prosecuted. Many of them are in prison today.
Men are very squad. So I don't doubt the judgment of our people to prosecute. But I want to commend them. And for the election, my fear is the fake news that will follow. Many fake news that even today, no bank will open today to offer networks and this. Tomorrow and next tomorrow, you will see what will happen. Fake news everywhere. That's my fear for this election. And so then they create panic, they create crisis. Because once somebody say my candidate is winning, it's already there. They're about to announce his name. And it's not so. Then you see what will happen. And everything is very high now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, GB. Appreciate you for that one, and thanks for that point of note. Probably missed that earlier. So good. Let's move on. From the Punch newspaper, pre-election violence, military orders begin raid on hoodlums hideouts. Pre-election violence, military orders begin raid of hoodlums hideouts. All right, some things to be commended. Alleged crime. How Finnish police grilled and released pro-Biafran agitator Ekpa. You know, if left for some Nigerians, Ekpa shouldn't have been released. But, well, he's not in Nigeria. Alleged crime. How Finnish police grilled, released pro-Biafran agitator Ekpa. I really don't know why they released him, though. Finnish police on Thursday arrested a popular pro-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa. Ekpa, a self-acclaimed disciple of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, had repeatedly ordered Southeast residents to observe a sit-at-home and asked them to boycott Saturday's polls. His repeated sit-at-home orders had been marked by bloodshed and destruction of lives and property in the region by its enforcers. A Finland news outlet, Helsingin Sanomat, noted that the police escorted the separatist out of his apartment in Lahti. The newspaper claims that its team went to Ekpa's residence for an interview, adding that to its surprise, the Finnish police KRP answered when it rang the separatist's bell. Interesting. And okay, let's read more of the story. It says the HS said the KRP prevented their team from entering Ekpa's apartment, noting that the new interview would be moved to the future. Contacted, an official of the Finnish embassy in Abuja who spoke on condition of anonymity confirmed Ekpa's arrest to the Punch on Thursday. And, well, let's leave that there. Bring in more callers. 09073530044. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr.
Good morning to you, Moses.
Yeah,
good to have you.
Thank you very much. I want to compliment you on the encouragement on this election. This is what we need now. Thank you very much for the election.
Appreciate you.
I want to comment on the issue of this couple that was arrested. The issue is not the arrest will not only be the end. We want to see these people in court because many lives have gone. These are terrorists. The way you treat a terrorist should be different than the way you treat other criminals. These are terrorists. Terrorists, you just take it lightly with them. Sometimes I see how the Americans, the development countries, the way they take the issue of terrorism so serious, we will take it here lightly. That is my concern. We take it here so lightly. And that is why this issue is still continuing repeating itself. Because if no one being arrested, bring to court, sentenced to death or sentenced to life imprisonment, others will still be involved. So I want to compliment our militaries for that, or DSS for that arrest. But what we need, we want to see them in court. Then another point, as the election is coming up, the whole world are putting eyes on us. I heard your news that the American gave us 25 million naira, right? I mean, $25 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, to support this election. It's a kudos to them. Simply means their eyes are on this election. All Nigeria should come out. Forget about the endorsement. The issue of endorsement is selfish and something.
All right.
Because I'm hearing on news where you say fishermen endorse, blacksmiths endorse, everybody endorse, this endorse. People know what is going on the ground.
Okay.
God will help us like tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moses. Appreciate you calling in. Hello, good morning. Bright, good morning to you. Glad you're here.
Yeah, Macho.
Sir.
Thank you for the message you are spreading. He that have here, let him hear. If you don't want to hear, leave. Carrying like John the Baptist in the wilderness is enough for Nigeria. If you have conscience, you have. If you don't have conscience, it will be on you. Yeah, Macho. About the arrest, you can see that many callers are not too enthusiastic about the arrest. But the execution and the execution is not arrest. Yeah, Macho. How many months now these three people did their act and now they arrest? Where is Gia Sharibu? Where are Dapshi people? Who are the masterminds? Where are they? This Baptist school in Kaduna, this urban Kaduna killings, this Agatu killings, who are the masterminds? Where are they? They are not talking about that one. Does it mean that if this is one of these whether president or governors or senators' children that are in that captivity, does not have done anything, but it's because it's the poor people that are in that captivity. We are leaving them behind. If it's our children, what will we do? Will we be happy jumping up and down and talking about everything if not their release? God is the matter of human beings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bright, for calling. More calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Don. Good to have you join us.
How was the night?
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, first of all, the message I left you on your WhatsApp, I hope you take a look at it. That's exactly what is going on in this country. And the thing that beats my imagination is we'll be looking at crime being committed and everybody else believes like you don't see because it's a high profile person that is involved. And when it is the ordinary man and you just go after him and make his life miserable. Crime is crime. Everybody should be treated equally. That's it. Then over the killing in Kano and Enugu and the rest of them, you see, I don't understand politicians. If they actually think or believe that they are going to save, why the bloodshed? If you want to save someone and the person said, I don't want you, why are you trying to force yourself on the person? It's because they have a vested interest, they have something to gain. That's why they're doing all they can to make sure that they get into this position. And lastly, the arrest of Mr. Simon is a flaw. It's a very big, great news. When I saw that news yesterday, it was a great one. I mean, the Southeast can at least see on the side of the release, at least this time around.
Well, he was later released by the police, so we don't know. But they say they're still investigating. Let's see what plays out in the next few hours.
Yes, at least that arrest has taken him off that mic for 3 days. Okay,
Absolutely.
so it's a good one for us. Then at the military arrest, I want to align myself with what some persons have said. It's a great news too that they have arrested the mastermind of those train attacks. But then we have been hearing of a lot of arrests in this country, but no prosecution.
Don, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what did you in maybe network. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Udokama. How are you today?
Very good. Nice work.
Work is good.
I want to start by saying congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are almost on the way.
Yes,
sir. By this time tomorrow, we'll be going about with our voter card. Yes, I want to congratulate every Nigeria. By the grace of God, our suffering is about to end. But that will be our decision. Our decision will determine whether we are going to end it or not. So I encourage everybody, come out, come and vote, and God will help us. I don't know what the news is saying about the Simon. Is news saying that they have released him again or what?
Yes, they said he was later released after being grilled and interrogated.
How can they release him?
Well,
they're supposed to have hold him even if he did not commit offense. Let them hold him at least after the election.
There are laws that are respected outside of this country. I mean, you can detain anyone for more than 24 hours. For up to 24 hours if you can't really prosecute them. So yeah, maybe that's what.
So they are allowed the guy to be using some utterances that is causing havoc.
Well, don't forget the crimes are not committed.
The guy cannot deny it,
the crimes that we're talking about were not committed in Nigeria, in that country. They were committed in Nigeria. So Interpol has their limitations and all. So go ahead, respond to other things.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't have much to say.
I appreciate you calling in. So I read messages now. Those of you who have sent in messages, I'm going to take your messages as quick as possible because we are climbing up to the top of the hour. Eagles FM election chat room continues though. Taraba. Okay. Suleiman Danfulani, you say, good morning, Prince. Gaskiya, my prince, I'm not listening to you or to your program today because right now I'm in Taraba State. But please, my prince, I want to use this opportunity to call on my fellow youth that please, we should not allow any politician to use us on the day of election to cause any trouble because of his or her selfish interests. Please, let's go out peacefully and cast our votes. Please and please, from Suleiman Danfulani, National Assembly quarters, right now in Taraba. Like the way that you give the details. Thank you very much, Danfulani. Comrade Ulobasi says, good morning, Ihanacho Prince. I doff my hat for your early morning tonic of today. God bless you. You're going to say yes, great news, but with revelations on the arrest of the masterminds of last year's Abuja Kaduna train attack, these arrested terrorists must never be allowed to be set free through the back door or compromised again. Our eyes don't open well. You're going to say also, please and please let us not vote in any senator or House of Reps member that were known to be a rubber stamp in the House. We must make sure that they don't return to legislative chambers again. Finally, for today, Simon Ekpa's arrest has cooled down tensions in the land. Whether he is released or not is not important as of today because justice will be done no matter how long it takes. God will never fail to bring the wicked to justice. God Almighty is still overseeing the affairs of Nigeria. Amen. Comrade Ulobasi there, thank you very much. And it's time for us to wrap up this segment of the show. We'll bring you more on election coverage this morning. We'll spring a surprise on you. Vicky is going to be joining in, but maybe in a different capacity because you know what it is. It's Eagles FM election chat room, and the chat room is officially open. You can join in at any time, give us updates, bring us up to speed with confirmable, verifiable, factual as well. Yes, information around the election, and we would love to hear it. Okay. Chinoso from Suleja says, was so happy when I heard that Simon Ekpa was arrested, but became moody when I heard of his release again. Chinoso, all is well. Okay. Thank you very much for being a part of the conversation this morning. At the top of the hour, we'll talk more on the elections. Keep it locked here on your radio experience you can count on. My name is Ihanacho Prince.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
A placard as one of the vehicles that help to free the people from this chain and bondage of oppression.
As they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja. Are you ready for this?
Keep that frequency clear.
We're live. I woke up with a Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja.
From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja, Instagram at Eagles FM 1023. Download our apps on your Android and iOS stores. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
At Stella Maris Nursery
Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it. The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts.
Akamata Community Square selling their votes for 5,000 naira, but you are here doing what I don't know.
Oga landlord, do you know that 5,000 naira spread over the next 4 years is just 4 naira per day? Is this what we should sell our votes for? God forbid.
Oga landlord, wise up. We must vote in the right people this time instead of selling our votes to people who have nothing good to offer our community.
That one is your business. You ladies better go and collect yours, if that will help you gather my rent at the end of the month.
Do not listen to people like this landlord. Election is not a business venture. It is your civic duty to your country to help elect the right leaders who would create a better life for you and a great future for your children. Do not sell your future. Do not sell your vote. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the MacArthur Foundation.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
You're still on to the Eagles FM election chat room right here on your radio experience. You can count on, and we are bringing up updates and bringing analysis of what's happening around the elections as we approach the finish line. That is the day that Nigerians decide their fate. Nigerians decide who would lead them in the next 4 years. It's been a long time coming, since 2019. Many Nigerians couldn't wait for the day. The day is tomorrow. And would you be going out to vote? Boy, would you be choosing the right leaders for Nigeria. 87 million Nigerians will be eligible. 87.2 million Nigerians are eligible to vote tomorrow. If you're one of those people, have you made up your mind who you would choose to serve this country and make Nigeria a better place? Would you sit back at home tomorrow and watch football or watch movies, or even play football like some people would do? Would you be one of those who goes out rather to say, in the sun and in the rain, whatever it takes, I'm going to make Nigeria a better place, I'm going to vote and participate in the process? I'm joined in this morning, Vicky's in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, like I would always introduce him, the sports minister this morning, being election minister. I don't know you're an election minister. Anyway, let's just leave it at that.
Good morning to you, my friends.
Good to have you.
Yes.
On the side, talking something different, something outside outside of sports.
Outside sports.
So I would say Vicky outside the arena.
Outside the arena. Well, everyone is actually involved in this. For the first time, we see a lot of Nigerians involved in this politics. But the big question is, who will participate in the voting process tomorrow? So it's not all about talking, putting on your WhatsApp status, going around screaming and shouting at the top of your voice. But will you be involved tomorrow? That's the big question.
Would you be involved in the process, or would you be left aside? Do you even have the capacity? Do you have what it takes? Because people have said if you don't have a PVC now, you're not relevant in Nigeria.
I told you, you're not relevant in Nigeria.
Well, we won't take your Nigerianness away from you, but maybe you're not a VIP, because those who are referred to as VIP from tomorrow would be those who have the cards in their hands to vote to change the course of things in this country. Do you even think that there's going to be a change, or would it be, the same old story?
I wake up in the morning and think about the election. But as yesterday when I woke up in the morning, I was like, come, let this thing just come and just go, because the pressure is becoming too much, and so many things. Talking about change, yes, we've had change in the past 8 years. And even after the first tenure
after the first 4 years, it moved to next level. It was no longer
next level, and now became progressive. And we don't really know. Nobody wants to hear change anymore. But would that change really come into play? That's the big question. And most people are already giving up. They're actually coming out to say nothing will still happen. Some are even saying that this election might be rigged, that their vote will not count. And just like the vehicle I entered yesterday coming to work, I was like, well, if you feel that the election will be rigged, you just go do your own thing. Play your own part, and let's see how it goes. On the sideline, we're talking about the NOA, one of the agencies here in Nigeria. And in the last 8 years, they have not done anything in terms of sensitizing Nigerians. And I really don't know what that agency is really doing.
Well, they wouldn't agree that they haven't done anything, but maybe they haven't done as much as Nigerians expect them to do, because as it is, at this time we should have had several messages before. Now we should have had several messages from the National Orientation Agency, telling Nigerians at least to be safe when they go out to vote, telling Nigerians not to indulge in any form of violence, telling Nigerians not to perpetrate any form of electoral malpractice or even electoral offenses. But then it seems like we don't have that. But we would move on with what we have, and we would do the job. We would do our responsibility as a media, as a responsible media. We'll play our role and see that Nigerians participate in the process and participate well. Now, something that's got my interest, Vicky Vic, the number of PVCs distributed or collected. INEC brought out a report yesterday, and 87.2 million, over 87.2 million PVCs were collected. Now, looking at that number, one would wonder, Nigerians had said, we have over 10 million new voters, and we had the numbers go up to 90 million. Nigerians were excited about that, 90 million people participating in the election. But after the process of PVC collection, that number moved from over 90 million to 87.2 million eligible voters. That's those who are on record to have collected their PVCs. Now juxtapose that with the fact that some people found their PVCs after the process. Now, what's going to happen to those people? That's one question that I've had. Those who may have their PVC but did not collect from INEC, when the election happens, or when after votes are cast, what's going to happen for looking at the record that INEC has? Because if INEC says we have 87 million PVCs distributed, and at the end of the day you have extra number, all right, that's those who did not collect from the INEC officials, but collected theirs from the bush, or from the bushes, or from a radio station, because their cards were found. What's going to happen? How do we reconcile this?
No, when you say they have their PVCs, INEC definitely will have their records. Their records are already on the system before the PVC even leaves INEC's office. So that is one.
One other thing is the fact that INEC had said some polling units, especially in that area, did not have people who indicated interest in voting in those areas. So, those polling units don't have voters. So, what if you found your card, and your polling unit is one of those places where INEC says there are no voters, and you go there?
That's why you need to check up with the check up where your polling unit will be, because just like I was looking at the report yesterday, you might not even be in that polling unit that you're supposed to be. So, first of all, if you check where your polling unit is, then you know where to go. But if you check and you're not assigned to any polling unit at all, then just know that you will not be part of that process.
Wouldn't that be another form of disenfranchisement? Depriving people of their rights to vote and participate in the process that they've waited for.
A lot of things has happened with INEC, and I think the pressure is really much on them now. But this should have been a process that they would have tackled immediately after the 2019 election. Now, after the 2019 election, new voters will emerge that want to take part in the process. You go out, do your registration, start getting your PVC. INEC is always waiting for like either a year or a year and 6 months or 2 years to the election before they start that process, in which that pressure will be on them. So this force will definitely be on INEC. We feel that after 2019 election, you should be able to go through the process and start doing new registration. And for those that needs to transfer their PVCs from one polling unit to another, the process should be on and not waiting for either 6 months to the election before the process. I think this is one thing INEC needs to do. We've talked about this from 2015, we talked about it in 2019, and now the process again in 2023. So I feel that after this election, we should be able to do the needful and not going back to sit back and relax and allow the process to go on. So, whatever happens now, INEC will definitely take the blame and see what the next step will be. INEC has been the center of this whole the last 6 months or so. The last 6 months, exactly.
INEC has been in the center of the eye of the storm. Everyone is calling on INEC to do the needful. Everyone is expecting INEC to do one thing or the other. But then looking at what it is over time, the kind of pressure, like you mentioned, that INEC has faced or may have had to deal with. The fact also that the eyes of the world is on Nigeria at the moment. All eyes on Nigeria, like they would say in the streets. Everyone is worried about what the outcome of the elections would be, or in Nigeria. The political parties, on the other hand, are raising certain concerns. Just for instance, I know campaigns are over. We probably should not be talking about political parties and their logos and all. That's against but then. Some parties in one of the prominent political parties in Lagos State has raised concern about their party logo being omitted on the ballot paper for National Assembly elections. And would that be an oversight? Would that be deliberate? Some people are also already alleging sabotage of the party and its National Assembly members, saying that look, there's foul play somewhere.
Now if you look at this political party, I think their main aim has to do with the main election itself, which is the presidential election. And talking about, everyone is now trying to look at that opportunity to see how they can come in either with the Senate or the House of Representatives. Well, I think this is also another blame that should be given to INEC, knowing fully well that confirmed that 18 political parties will be part of this process. So INEC again will get a knock in this case when it comes to, because normally you're not supposed to omit a political party, knowing fully well that if you look at the campaign that has been going on, they use this same logo to differentiate themselves from other political parties. And now if you've been telling your supporters to do this, do that, and that logo is not found on the ballot box, I don't know what INEC is going to do in the next 24 hours. I don't know the miracle they will perform in the next 24 hours for this to be done. But I know this political party will not take it easy. They might head the other way after this election.
But if this is a grave
Seriously,
one. I mean, the party says during the inspection of the election materials yesterday, they found out, or 2 days ago, they found out that their party. But then something else, caught my interest. The major news outlets are not carrying this story.
The story.
Is it something that people are trying to deliberately, subdue and suppress? Considering the fact that also National Assembly has been one place of concern for many Nigerians, because Nigerians would say at this point the National Assembly is a place where decisions are also made on their behalf. These are people who claim to represent them, and if these people over time haven't proven to represent them but represent their personal interests, then they need to have people who would go there and represent them. Looking at that and looking at the fact that also these same parties suffered a fate, one of their senatorial candidates was killed just about 48 hours to the general elections. What would Nigerians be going into these elections thinking? Are we back to the era, the 2003, 2007 era, of 1998 era of politics, where people are killed, opponents are, neutralized, just so that some people can win elections?
Now, if you look at the senatorial election and the House of Representatives, nobody talked about them much because of the presidential election. Nobody talked about them much. Now, I wouldn't want to say major paper outlets actually left that aside. There's so many things on ground that people are actually looking at. Oh, this is important. This is important. But if you look at it, is anyone really talking about the Senate and the House of Representatives? No. People are even looking more at the presidential election.
People should be concerned more about the National Assembly.
Even this morning when I was coming out, I was like, okay, who are the 2 candidates for the FCT when it comes to the Senate? Only 2 came to my mind. One, Ireti.
You don't want to mention these people now, so you don't seem like you're selling.
Okay,
anybody.
I'm just looking at. I'm not actually selling, but we're looking at to tell you that people are not really talking about the Senate. It's more on the presidential election. That's what people are looking at. Now, the two candidates that I mentioned are what people are not even looking at it at all. Massively, posters are out already when it comes to the Senate and the House of Rep. But the major thing people are actually looking at is the presidential election.
I've been talking about this. I've been talking about this since yesterday, and Nigerians, you need to go and look out for those people who are planning to represent you. Choose the people who would represent you at the Federal House of Representatives. Choose those who, some people don't even know those who are contesting.
They don't even know. That's what I'm saying. Offices. They don't even know.
So you may want to go online and search out. These names are on the INEC website. They're also on, on other, pages where they've taken time to reel out. I will put out these names for you. So go out, check out those numbers, those names. Find the people who represent you. Some people sadly don't even know their constituencies, don't know their senatorial districts and all. You need to find out who is the person. For instance, if you live in Amak, who's going to represent you? Amak Buhari, who's going to represent you at the House of Representatives? Who is going to represent you at the Senate? Funny enough, Abuja, for instance, the FCT has just one senator.
Exactly.
So who are the other contestants on the other part, on the ballots, who you may want to choose to represent you? Find out those people out, and maybe go to the polls tomorrow informed. Okay, it's not enough to vote in a president, because if the president goes there and we have a National Assembly that is a stooge or a rubber stamp assembly, then we'd have a nation where there is no checks and balances. The reasons for this is to create a system of checks and balances, and also to have some people act as watchdogs over the others. Okay, so if the executive is stepping out of bounds, there should be a National Assembly that calls them back to order. There should be a judiciary that oversees and watches over all of the arms.
But a big question, has it been that way?
I mean, in the last couple of years,
it hasn't been so. Because there should be check and balances between the executive, the legislatures, and also the judiciary. But it hasn't been that way at all.
Well, the National Assembly says, well, they're going to work with the president. Whatever happens, whatever he brings, they're going to let it go. And they've really worked with the president, and we see where that has brought us. The conversation continues here. You want to join the conversation now? Feel free to jump in with your 2 cents. Call 090-7353-0044. That is 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. We're not just on radio, we're also on TV. Get online and watch us at Eagles FM Abuja, at Eagles FM Abuja on YouTube and Facebook. Go to your Facebook now, like the page, like the video, and join in the conversation there. We would want to see your comments and thoughts on that platform, on those platforms as well. Hello, good morning. All right, you want to call us back, saying the network did you in. The numbers to call 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Your SMS and WhatsApp messages are welcome on 090-9705-4450. Good morning and welcome to the Eagles FM election chat room. Hello, good morning. Okay, what's happening to the network now? Let's see that you call us back, please. Would love to hear from you. This is the election chat room on Eagles 102.3, and it's very open for you to join in with your 2 cents and what you make of the situations that we're seeing around the elections as we draw closer and closer to. Okay, what's happening now? Funny enough, one of the other concerns around this election would be the issue of fake news. Fake news going around the place, around the country. Many people are putting out stuff that shouldn't be anywhere. That shouldn't. Unverifiable stories everywhere. Some people say, "Oh, there's going to be a shutdown of networks. There's going to be a shutdown of banks would not work and all that." But where do we get all of these from?
Okay, now talking about fake news, it's one thing to issue a policy and say, okay, if you do this, you get arrested, and it's another thing to clamp down on these people. Nothing has been done, so definitely it will continue. If nothing is done, it will definitely continue.
Let's have a caller in. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. What's happening to the phone lines now? No, it's not what you think. It's not the shutdown of networks. It's not. It's not at all. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, I see your call. It's reading, but we can't hear you. Maybe you want to call us back and check what it is that's wrong with the phone line. Okay, now more stories and more events unfolding. The IGP has ordered air surveillance in Lagos, and there's going to be about 27,000 policemen deployed to Lagos State. And somebody's asking, is there violence in Lagos? Why is Lagos so special to have all that number and also air surveillance? Another caller is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Hanacho.
Good morning, Oyas. Good to have you.
Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. Oyas, how prepared are you for the elections?
I'm fully prepared, even though I'm going to trek 3 kilometers to my place.
3 kilometers. You didn't find a polling unit close to you? What happened?
By the time this thing, I will have to do that, and I have already moved from that place I was before to a new place.
Oh, okay.
But it's a good thing. I'm feeling so good that I will have to trek to that place.
It's exercise and it's good
I'm
sacrifice.
Even happy. I'm even happy because this time we are taking it by the neck. You understand? And again, what I'm even calling is that this statement you just made, that we should know who is our representative and all those stuff. Do you know that 2019 was the first time I will ever vote in my life? That was when I was voting President Muhammad Buhari in for the second time. So because I so believed in him that time, everybody in APC. I don't know anybody that is contesting for representative. I don't know that of Senate in Niger State. But because he is the person I'm voting as a president, every other person, House of Representatives, Senate, I voted APC. You understand? So when you were now talking, I said, this thing is me that Ihana Cho is talking to, and I like that's why it's good to listen to, things you don't know. I don't know.
Absolutely.
So I won't be feeling big that I know. I don't know, and because I don't know, instead of me just voting the president and go out, I decided to make sure that every other person I voted for that day was APC.
So please, have you checked now? Go online now.
Yeah, now I've checked, and now I'm more learned on it now.
Thank you.
So now I've checked. Now I know who I want to vote for, and there are different parties.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Oh yeah, and appreciate you. That's what you should do. Follow suit. If you don't know who you want to vote for at the National Assembly, that's the Senate and House of Representatives. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are 360 people who represent Nigerians at the Federal House of Representatives, and there are 109 senators in the red chambers. That's the Senate, as we call it. All right, these people are supposed to make laws, not just make laws, perform oversight, oversight to ensure that things go well in this country. So if there's a project that's supposed to come to your community, or there's a situation that you have that you want tackled in your community, the best people to bring it to the National Assembly or to the federal government are those in the National Assembly, because that's a part of their oversight function aside from making laws. Okay, now these people are very important to you, because naturally they're supposed to have town hall meetings with you, community visits, have engagements with you to find out what your problems are and take it up to the national level, take it up to the federal government. But if they don't, how many times have you seen your House of Rep member? Some people don't even know.
No, at all.
Some people don't even know. Some of you've never seen a senator from who represents
your
you.
Constituency.
You're from your please engage some more, understand some more that these people are even more important than that one man who is president. They are more important, because these are people from your state, from your who represents some of your local governments. Some states have 3 local governments under one senatorial district. Some have as much as 7, or 4 or 5.
And even to add to what you're saying now, because of people don't want to get informed about those representing them from in the Senate and the House of Representatives. Most of these politicians end up staying there, coming in every election cycle. They will always want to come out and remain.
Some of them do not even have to campaign, because just like the effects that one person, the presidential election has on people like
it will trickle down to the others.
They just don't even have to campaign. They don't have to work, because their party is famous. The presidential candidate is famous. Everybody just goes there and votes them in. And they don't do anything for people,
and they will end up being there for how many years?
Some people have been in the National Assembly since 1999,
and they've
been there for 23 years. How much impact have they made in their constituencies? That's the question you should ask. Now, some people have been there for 20 something years and they've not brought development to their people.
Exactly.
They've only been putting monies in their pockets. Maybe I don't want to sound to take it too personal, but let's bring in callers now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Friday.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Ola. I'm calling from Dubai.
Ola, good to have you. I'm sorry, you sounded like Friday initially. Go ahead, let's hear you, please.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to give a piece of advice to the lady that just called, probably the other listeners. Look, there's going to be a restriction from 6 a.m. tomorrow. It's only the people who are on essential duties, the security operatives, health workers, and some other people, and the officials that will be allowed to move from one place to the other.
No, that's for vehicles. She said she was going to walk. She was going to trek to her polling unit. So yes, people are allowed to walk, but vehicles would not move. So cars and bikes and all those things would stop, but people are allowed to walk.
Okay, but walking, I hope it's not a long distance. I hope it's not going to be kilometers.
If I have to trek from here to Kaduna to vote, it's a sacrifice that we need to make for our country. I would do it, please. Let's not discourage anyone from engaging.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Honestly, see, I'm just saying this so she won't be having any kind of inconvenience tomorrow. That's what I'm saying.
They won't.
My advice is for her to just start start the working on time so that you
Thank you very much. I think it's a nice advice.
Yes, very good advice. Start early. Make hay while the sun shines.
Exactly.
Okay, so start your work very early. If you can start at 4 a.m., start at 4 a.m. and start walking to you. But please also be sure to ensure that you're safe. And people are talking about security and all, which is what we're going to come to shortly. Let's bring in this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Eagle FM.
You're on to Eagles FM. What's your name, please?
Okay, my name is Samuel. Good morning.
Samuel, welcome. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Thank you. Nacho?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I must say this. Thank you for opening our eyes. Thank you for opening my eyes specifically. Most times I only look at the top for one citizen of the country each time it comes for election. Most times I don't even care about this house of rep, all the people representing us in our various constituency. But you see, this very time, you and your guests, you are just discussing one of the things that is so the reality. There are people that I know in my constituency, specifically in my local government, I have not, and they don't even care to even come around to come and see how the people that I are representing doing. I know for who has been there for over 16 years. Nothing. And he doesn't even bother himself to campaign for anything because he always knows that they are going to vote based on the famous party that is under. So thank you for doing more light for us.
Thank you very much.
I will help extend this message, this clarity to people around you.
Spread the news.
Spread it, Ola. Thank you very much. Let people know that they need to be aware who they are voting for going into the National Assembly, because you kind of afford to have those people who shortchange you.
Okay, now let me even come in here. I don't want to mention the political party. I don't want to mention the area at all. But I just realized that before the end of the year, last 2022 and early this year, I started seeing polls for street lights. I was like, okay. And the lady I met that was doing POS, I was like, what is this place? So he said, they are planning to bring traffic light to that place. I was like, wow. Okay, is it because the election is approaching? So these are the things that we're talking, because they know that the election is close by. They want to now do things for people to see, which is wrong, which is very, very wrong. We need to hold our representatives accountable.
Those are the people you should hold some more.
Now, even in as much as the president is important, these guys are also very important, because just like you mentioned, they're supposed to be holding town hall. When was the last time we heard about town hall meeting in Abuja?
Anyway, the conversation continues. It's top of the hour 9. We're taking different dimension. We're bringing somebody, to join the conversation as well. You do not have to go anywhere. You don't even have to, ease yourself. Okay, just because you don't want to miss out anything. There's more on this side. We'll let you in on some of the happenings across the country. We'll also talk about security and what you need to do. We'll be talking about, how you should go to the polling units tomorrow. These conversations would continue on here till about 9 p.m. today. So there's nothing you're not going to miss out on any part of it. Okay, keep it locked. Vicky Vic, by the way, Vicky Vic is not a guest. Vicky Vic, Victor Ijoma is not a guest. Maybe I should call you Victor Ijoma some more.
Okay, yeah.
Victor Ijoma is not a guest. He is one of us here at Eagles FM 102.3. You've always heard him on the sports show, on Eagles Sports on Eagles Wings at 8 a.m. And so maybe he sounds a little different talking about politics today.
I think we'll have to get something new.
Good stuff. Stay with us on Eagles 102.3, your radio experience you can count on.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chat room anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
Audio Jungle.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
us on your radio experience, you can count on. And this morning on the program, we have a guest joining us. We have Dr. Chibuike Amuche, but he's joining us this morning in the conversation, and we would be talking with him, looking at all that's happening in the polity, all that we've seen in the last couple of hours. We would be discussing this morning. All right, Dr. Amuchazi, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. Okay, we can hardly hear you now. I don't know why that is so. Doctor, we can hardly hear you. I don't know why that is. We're having difficulties getting to hear you. I could hear you a few minutes ago. Maybe we'd have to rework this and see how it goes. Hold on a minute. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear now. It's better. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so good morning again to you.
Good morning.
And good morning to the chat.
Thank you very much. My guest is here, Victor Ijoma, joining as well.
Okay. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning to you.
So, Doctor, let's get to this. In the last few hours, we've seen some things come up in the polity. First of all, there's been this, the border closure announced by the president, announcing the border closure. Also there was a National Security Council meeting, and that for me says, well, this is an election we're having. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be something that we're shutting down businesses and shutting down borders for. What do you make of the fact that every time there's an election, there's tensions all over the country? We make it seem like, oh, this is something too big to handle.
Yeah, well, isn't it actually something very big and complex to handle? The reasons are not far-fetched, Yanasho. I think that first of all, it's a foundational issue that we have in Nigeria, and the situation in Nigeria has been a very retrogressive one since independence. I mean, the joy of independence hit us on the face. Everybody was excited and very optimistic for what you would refer to as a flourishing nation, as it were. And all of a sudden, things started nosediving, and since then, it's been retrogressive. We've not really made any substantive improvements in the scheme of things. Now, the complexity I cite here is the fact that from independence, we had a structure of a nation or a country that doesn't really look like a nation with all its unifying principles. As it were, it's a known story. The matter of fusion. I think I still have some network disruptions here. I can hear myself back, but I hope I'm sounding out clear on the other side.
Apologies for that.
So it's the complexity comes from the structure of the nation, and of course, when we begin to talk about elections, you can understand with the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria, where the citizenry are grossly dissatisfied with the scheme of things. It would indeed look like a conflict between poles, as it were, and even now, it's a conflict between the South and the North, right? And then we have three key players in the election, all drawn from what you would call distinct nations in a nation state. And they all have followership and people they drive, mostly cut across not just party lines, but tribal lines. So of course, the system is expected to heat up in this manner, but we must always remind ourselves that we're not the only nation with multifaceted and multifaceted set together. That somewhere else we have this sort of multicultural background, but things really work. That's why I think we have a foundational problem. That's why I think we have a poor orientation problem. But it's the reality is before us, and there's really nothing we can do at this time other than sensitizing ourselves and making sure that we don't actually stretch it beyond what could be considered to be logical.
Well, let's talk about what since you're an international law expert. Now
hello, have I lost you?
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Doctor? Doctor, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you back.
Okay.
Now I lost you at some point.
Apologies for that. So, as an international law expert, looking at the fact that we have all eyes on Nigeria now, the entire world is on Nigeria. Just yesterday, President Joe Biden, called on Nigerians to go all out and vote. We've seen the U.S. Embassy and even Anthony Blinken took almost an hour, speaking to Nigerians and calling on Nigerians, telling Nigerians that they don't have an interest in the elections. They just want for Nigeria to have a peaceful, smooth elections, because an election that's transparent in Nigeria would mean that Nigeria would provide a safer and a fairer country for the entire world as well. With all this in mind, people have spoken about international interference in elections. We have over 1,000 election observers already in the country. What do you make of the fact that every time we have an election, especially in Africa, we have people coming from other countries, from other parts of the world to observe the elections and also, play some roles with the elections? The U.S. gave Nigeria monies to fund its election. What does it say about the sovereignty of our nation if the U.S. can contribute monies to Nigeria to say we want you to have a fair election? Isn't that some level of interference on its own?
Yeah, I didn't get you right to the last part. They contributed money to Nigeria.
Yeah, they donated about $20 million to Nigeria.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As much as possible, the way international relations work is that it does at some point begin to crisscross into political concerns, economic concerns, and all of that. Essentially, it is again because there is an interconnection of relations and activities across borders, and as much as possible, the global front wants to see a one world system where things really work. But this is not also to say that nations have lost their sovereignty only because at periodic intervals, neighboring countries or countries at large begin to question or begin to get interested in what you're doing in your own nation. As far as one is concerned in international law, international observations during election periods is not necessarily pervasive to one's political status. It doesn't necessarily puncture the structure of sovereignty a country has. We must see really and practically when that interference begins to occur. If it is as much as observations and reporting conduct of elections, mannerism of political leaders and political actors in the country at concerned quarters globally, then that for me is not an interference. It's rather a very democratic check to the excesses of government and power. But it's a different matter when you begin to talk about promising countries grants and aids just to basically influence them to act in a certain way. Then indeed that would be some sort of political interference and should be scorned at. But the lot I have heard is that there has been a lot of attention paid to Nigeria this time, and that structures are being built to watch, observe, and see how these elections are going to pan out. That's not a problem at all. That's even a welcome development as far as democracy is concerned. A country should run itself, and especially elections, in a very transparent way that is indeed accessible to all fronts. As far as
you're listening to
free and fair. Do not quarrel with that. Do not call it interference.
Very well. You're onto Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah, you're on to Eagles FM election chat room, and we are discussing the elections as things play out. Tomorrow, our guest this morning is Chibike Amuchazi. We'll be asking more questions and talking more about the situation as we see it, especially concerning the international angles to this. The U.S. had said, well, we would sanction those who truncate democracy in Nigeria, who, to an extent, they play a role in jeopardizing the Nigerian democracy. At some point, there's been, reports of one of the justices of the Supreme Court being denied entry into the United States. The U.S. had said those who, interfere with Nigeria's democracy and democratic tenets would be dealt with. They would be denied access into the US and maybe even to their families, extending that to their families. And we're wondering why it is that we will get to that point where America has to threaten sanctions to be able to have Nigerians act right.
Yeah, we're looking at Nigeria. It's a darling to the world, and that we've opened ourselves and allowed ourselves to have a lot of connections and relations with the world, if you like, a lot of political and economic interest in this country. But as it were, what we must divest ourselves is to allow some sort of political influence. That's the connection we shouldn't have had in the first place. But as
Okay, quite unfortunate. So we're having difficulties there. By the way, you can watch us live on YouTube and on Facebook. We're streaming live. You can go there and watch us. That's why we have our guest joining us virtually from Anambra State, Nigeria, and he's sharing thoughts with us. The conversation continues. Please keep it with us.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
You get what you want buy, but you don't get money. Microwave, TV, I mean you want pay never bill.
Download Yangabeat from any online store. With 100 naira, fund your wallet. Choose a plan for your gate pass. Start spinning and winning. The player with the highest number wins the beat. Anything what you want buy, you can bid it and win it. Yangabeat, Nigeria's online marketplace.
You can call us on 091 3000 2014 091 3000 2014.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Me, I'm not afraid of that man.
Me too.
What can you really do?
I hope you people are discussing about paying me my rent.
Oga landlord, calm down. We are discussing about the upcoming elections.
Nonsense. Don't tell me to calm down. Your mates are at the Akamata Community Square selling their votes for 5,000 naira. But you are here doing what I don't know.
Oga landlord, do you know that 5,000 naira spread over the next 4 years is just 4 naira per day? Is this what we should sell our votes for? God forbid.
Oga landlord, wise up. We must vote in the right people this time, instead of selling our votes to people who have nothing good to offer our community.
That one is your business. You ladies better go and collect yours, if that will help you gather my rent at the end of the month.
Do not listen to people like this landlord. Election is not a business venture. It is your civic duty to your country to help elect the right leaders who will create a better life for you and a great future for your children. Do not sell your future. Do not sell your vote. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the MacArthur Foundation.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Well, this is still the Eagles FM election chat room, and we are talking this morning with Dr. Chibike Amuchazi, who's joining us virtually from the heart of Anambra State, sharing thoughts with us this morning on the issues and his perspectives on issues as they unfold as we draw closer and closer to the decided moment as Nigerians decide who would be leading them in the next 4 years. It's in less than 24 hours from now we go to the polls, and well, there's a lot that's come up in the polity, and that's, you know how they say 24 hours is a long time in politics. Victor Ijoma is also in the studio. Vic, looking at how things are playing out, do you have concerns or questions you want to raise with him?
It has to do with when he talked about the foundational problems that we have, and I want to really put it to him and to ask him that is it that this problem cannot be solved? This will be the 7th election that we are going into, right from 1999, and we've been having the same issues year in, year out. So, Doctor, is it that this problem cannot be solved when you say is a foundational problem? Taking you back to your initial, statement you made when you first came up.
And now we can't hear Doctor. What's happening?
Okay,
Doc, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear us now?
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, what problem? See, it's the man is talking about sudden.
You initially talked about the foundational problem of Nigeria when it comes to election, the closure of the borders and so on like that. Now this will be the 7th election since 1999, and is it that these problems cannot be fixed?
Yeah, no, there's no problem that doesn't have a solution. The thing is the commitment of the people towards confronting their problems and solving it. Nigeria has been very elusive. We've been very slippery with regards to dealing with the problems that confront us. And one of the problems, it's like I did say, it's a foundational issue with the way the country has structured. But even when we cite these problems, we always want to be quick to say that, like some people have suggested, a breakup is not the solution. Because we've also seen examples of countries that have the same characteristics and manifestations like Nigeria. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, how have these countries been able to fix this problem, manage the problem, and also direct their interests in a way that it doesn't cause the sort of conflicts and complications that we have in Nigeria? I think they have to be honest to national issues. I think they have to be deliberate towards resolving this sort of crisis that has an interconnection across the tribes in the country and the interests of the people. They have to be honest, they have to be open and transparent to the people. The leadership has to be responsible in the first place. But in Nigeria, I have to tell you boldly that has not been the case. That's why you have all this agitation here and there. You can't really have a very interesting election, for want of a better word, if you do not take away this foundational problem in Nigeria. Because everybody at this time becomes suspicious of the other. Nigerians do not even trust the leadership to even conduct a free and fair election. Can you even imagine that? Everybody just feels, well, there's something behind the policies that are coming very close to the elections. For instance, the cash policies we have now, it's even a very suspicious one. Some people that crunch some favor of the leadership of the country, the legal party. More people hold the general opinion who think, well, the whole cash crunch thing and the policies at this time is just get towards achieving a free and fair election. But see the enormous suffering, see the situation we've plunged ourselves into with this cash policy at this time. It is not really supposed to be the solution to election manipulations, assuming that was the objective behind this policy, because other countries will conduct elections and they do not plunge the country into the sort of ourselves. For so many, trying to restructure to the foundational problems of the country, and the call for restructuring have always fell on deaf ears. It has also many times falling on crafty ears. That is to say, leadership do not deliberately and consciously want to heed to that call. They just pretend. During the Goodluck Jonathan administration, we had an opportunity in view of the national conference to restructure the way things have been done in this country historically. But then the government wasn't very responsible to push through the resolutions to the letter. Now there is another government, and I'm really going to say frankly here, the most abysmal government Nigeria has ever had, the government of President Muhammad Buhari, the most abysmal government. Again, it had multiple opportunities to fix this country. It failed to do so, and then periodically another election season has hit us, and we expect it to be smooth all the way. It's going to be agitations, but thank God, so far, things are really looking very. I think that tomorrow is promising, and that's why I say it's even a welcome development that we have international observers. I do not agree with any school of thought or opinion that will say that those observers are interfering with a system, that is not theirs, or rather that they are trying to pierce the sovereignty of the country. No, I would like to see a more physical, proactive action by international actors before I begin to accuse them of interfering with the interests of Nigerians. I think that as much as possible, Nigeria even needs external help here, Nigeria needs external help if we must get things right here. And the first thing we must ask for internationally is any means possible to ensure and assure Nigerians of a very credible elections where the will of the people will be the guiding principles of that electioneering process, and the person who eventually emerges as the president, it's one has been largely and popularly voted for to be same. So, the problems can be fixed in summary, but we have consciously, deliberately and honestly moved to problems. I tell you, whatever it is that, Nigeria has multifarious problems, but the key thing is the structure of the nation. If we get that right, every other thing may begin to fall in place. It's like a man who marries multiple wives, and then he doesn't bring them into one forum. He doesn't harness the interests of these wives. They begin to suspect themselves. You may be surprised. One of the crises you will have is the suspicion that goes so far as even not dining with the other wives, because nobody even knows what the other person has up his sleeves. That's the characteristics of Nigeria. The Igbo, the Yoruba, and the multiple races, the Hausa, the Fulani, the multiple races and ethnic clients in Nigeria, their interests have not been consolidated for a harmonious nation.
Now let's talk about the fact that we Nigerians are really excited about the elections, but going by the 2019.
Hello, looks like I'm losing you guys.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay.
Are you with us, Dr. Amuchazi? Can you hear me?
Are you with us? Yeah, you're coming in slowly.
Okay, so I was saying the fact that we're going to the polls and Nigerians are excited about the elections, but going by the last election, the 2019 election, that ended up in court. What do you make of this? The fact that also we've seen in the last couple of years, in 2019, some of the governorships elections have been decided by the courts. Going to the polls now, many Nigerians are saying there were concerns that this might end up in court. There were concerns that the elections might not even end in the first ballot, so we might have a runoff. Some others have been speaking about interim national government and all that. Are you worried that the way that the judiciary has been in the last couple of years, we may not have the will of Nigerians prevail after the elections?
I'm not getting you quite clearly, Anacho.
Okay,
I'm not getting you quite clearly, Anacho.
I'm asking, are you thinking, looking at the fact that with the courts play a very big role in our elections. In the last couple of years, we've seen elections go to court, and the final fate of the winner is decided by the court. Do you think that this election, so considering that all the things that people have been touting in the last few days, interim national government, runoff elections, and even the Supreme Court being the decider of who becomes our next president, Are you worried that with the way that the judiciary has played its role in the last couple of years, it may not, the elections may not end up with the will of the people becoming the next president?
There has been a trend in Nigeria, like you said, things are really concluded at the courts, and that's not a very fantastic development, but in some sense it is indeed even a laudable development in the electoral to grant an election that is so credible, an election that is so credible that the results are satisfactorily accepted by all persons involved. Then, of course, the other avenue where you have to resolve any conflict. And therefore, to that extent, there is nothing wrong with actually pursuing a cause in court, insofar as that court itself, it's also a credible authoritative institution to give fair and equitable verdicts. So there's nothing wrong with that. If we still have to go to the courts to decide, it doesn't mean that the will of the people have been aborted. For whatever it's been ventilated and litigated upon in courts is actually tied to the express will of the people. It's either going to be that somebody has been unfairly substanged. It may also be that votes were not counted transparently. It just touches on the position of the people, if you like. And if you go to court to litigate upon that, I do not see how that aborts the will of the people. The court must not be seen as some kind of junk or jungle yard. It's a temple of justice. And if at the end of the day, credible judgments come out from such institutions, then of course justice would have been done. And everybody would have been satisfied. It would mean that we have scuttled the interests of the people. With regards to the indications and the way things are going in Nigeria this time, I think that all of those speculations are unfounded. We're not very sure what's going to play out. We hope for the best. We're not, some people are privileged to be in the decision-making system, but at the same time, they also have constituents, they have family members, and they have relatives whom they also communicate some of these decisions at higher levels to. And I'm not sure anybody has made any very incisive remark or disturbing remark that's going to lead to this sort of speculations. But by and large, they are speculations, and we must wait till tomorrow, which is barely some hours from now, for us to see how things pan out. Don't forget, Iheanacho, that even if things go wrong, there's always a way to redress every wrong, and that's just what you said. Going to court, proceeding to court to find out whatever anomaly that it is we have observed. The matter of interim government, I think again, we're not sure whether that's the plan of the presidency. We're not sure whether that's the plan of the government at this time. But I would not be surprised, to be honest, if anything queer happens in this sort of, for want of a better word, satanic government.
Dr. Amuchazi, you may want to, you may want to keep your comments very civil.
If that really happens, the watchdogs and society itself would have to resist and oppose whatever it is we find that is going to be an unpopular imposition on the people.
Very well said. The conversation continues. Let's bring in those who have been listening to us. If you've been listening and being a part of the conversation, we'll bring you in now to share your 2 cents with us. Call 09073530044 and 09087668888. We've been talking about, the happenings around the elections. In less than 24 hours, Nigerians would go to the polls to cast ballots, choosing who they feel would be right to represent their interest come 2023. Hello, good morning. Eldonoja, good to have you.
Good morning. I have a quick question for our guest.
3 questions. Go ahead.
Yes, we are talking about court. The court make the 4th person to be a governor of the state, and then without publishing what they base, publish it for Nigeria, what they base before they rule that case. So court make somebody where he contest for a primary election to be contest as a senate, of Kwabi and then Lawan. And then up to now, they not published to tell Nigeria what they based on it. If the case is going to court as a layman, how did you believe say court is going to give the right judgment? Because those three judgments, three courts supposed to publish it, what they based on it before they wrote those cases. Up to now, they don't publish it, and then the third person in the fourth person in the election is the governor of the state. First one didn't contest for primary election. It is contested as a senate. After this is Obasi and another one. How did you believe in court now? If the case go to court. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Odonoja. I appreciate you calling in. Let's bring in another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Friday. Good to have you.
Yeah, my name is Friday, calling from Cuba. Happy New Day.
Wish you the same.
God bless you. God bless you and your girls. Yes, it's all about the intervention and from our international community to welcome to monitor elections. Yes, it used to help. But one thing, and I think people, the way they come to other some countries and to come and monitor election, at the end of the day, some of them they used to tell us like, because we remember 2022 election, all of them they said the election was fair and fair. But the other day, the Nigeria went to court. I think another they went to court. They said the election it was not fair and fair, but then they overlooked the election. Even on 2015, only the election what Nigeria ever do in Nigeria where they did not go to court. I think that was 2015 when Jonathan just the conquer the body. At the end of the day, and the election they come out by the end of 2015. They say okay, then the example I said to do that election in 2015. The way they said it was the crown first. And then they came and said, 12 steps for me, no, you can't be that. But it was just that one quick to accept the defeat. And now the election, the way you said the election did not go to court. And the international committee was saying that the election was fair and fair, but at the end of the day, they come and say that in that election, the 12 steps for no, they did not you carry, and that 12 step was the first where the body was scoring the 15 at the memo state, I think the million votes. But only one thing they used to do, they used to come in session down so there will not be any quarrel. But if Nigeria get right, all the other Africa, instead of black, but all this the West Africa, they can tell that. But if they don't care that, they see what happened now. Because if Nigeria did the very strong Guinea ECOWAS, we do not see all the pastoral happen in Mali and all this country the way happen for Africa. But when they have a weak leader, if he
Hello, Friday. Hello, Friday. Okay, Friday, you may want to call us back. The conversation will continue in a bit. We'll be talking more. We've been talking with Barrister Chibike Amuchazi, Dr. Chibike Amuchazi, who is an international law expert. He's joining us in this conversation this morning, and it's been an interesting conversation over time. I'll bring in some more callers before we get back with my guest. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Prince.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
you very much.
My question is, there is this political statement, and this statement majorly is seen in Nigerian politics. Endorsement. Social groups say we all, that one language we all endorse. How realistic is such a statement? What are they coping up to stop such statements? Because I'm seeing perhaps some set of people will receive money from the aspirants and say we all have arrived to endorse. That statement, that political statement, I always hear it in Nigeria here. So what are the means can they bring out to stop such statements? Let people have their choice to vote the candidate of their choice. Not issue of saying we group here endorse, social religion endorse, social organization endorse. That is my question. Then finally, my question is, how can we stop this issue of violence, political violence, that lead to all over the security around us? When can we come to understanding to stop this issue of politics without violence? Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate you calling in. Doctor, can you hear me? Some of our callers have raised, certain concerns. Elder Onoja called in to say, look, we cannot have a situation where the courts, he's concerned about the Supreme Court, where the court makes someone who didn't participate in the primary elections become the governor of the state. He says number 4 in the elections become number 1. What do you make of all that? The trust, the seeming disconnect, or lack of confidence in the judiciary, especially the Supreme Court, by Nigerians.
This matter of the courts, and especially the Supreme Court, it's a little bit complex in the sense that I think that people misunderstood the Supreme Court. But if you ask me, unless you insist, that's a story for another day. I think that this dissatisfaction necessarily arose from the judgment or the verdict of the Supreme Court or its directive with regards to the money issues we're having at this time, the scarcity of funds. Now, incidentally, it is not, I mean, we have about 90.4 million legible voters. Not all of them have taken their PVCs, but amongst those who are going to be eligible to vote, it is not given that, and that must essentially be the principle that
observers. Those are.
I'm not sure we have a very beautiful network here, and sure this seems to be a very bad day.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
It's really not going the way that we would prefer, or we would love it to go. Yes, go ahead.
Let's look at the election observers, those already in the country. We talked about the cash crunch. And I don't know, they started complaining already, do their job as observers in Nigeria, knowing fully well that they will be, going around the nook and cranny of this country to make sure that they give report on observations on ground.
Talking money is very significant and important in virtually everything we do. We've had cause to complain at different quarters and ask questions with regards to this poor circulation of money in the system at this time. We don't really know what the objective of the government is. There's been an indication that this is also to help establish a very fair election, but I do not see the point. I do not see how restricting the circulation of money is essentially going to help our democracy. We also need this money to move around. Schools have just been closed, also on public sites, to be able to deliver a credible election. We're not very sure what the government is thinking, but as far as we are concerned, it is quite unpalatable to have this kind of situation at this time. I said it has heightened the suffering of Nigerians, and I have not seen anywhere in the world where this sort of thing would happen whenever elections are coming forth. And then the government begins to say, well, it is for us to be able to deliver credible elections. Although they have not said this, but we have a strong suspicion that that's the reason why the government have taking out policies that has crushed the cash flow in the country. But that's not a very good development. It is not welcome at all sides, and the collective opinion of the people is that this has imposed enormous hardship on our country even at this time. It's not a good development. If anything, it's going to have an adverse effect on the elections rather than having positive effects. It's even shameful to even be talking about these things at this time. That we suspect that politicians will be exchanging money in elections, and the only way we're able to scuttle and circumvent that kind of ugly situation is to plunge the entire country and citizens into massive suffering.
Dr. Amachazi,
what are your expectations?
What do you see playing out? As we approach the next 24 hours? We've seen the killing of. We're saying the killing of what do you call them now? Government or the police is deploying hundreds of thousands of personnel, the army, all of that. For instance, in Lagos State, I was reading about how 27,000 police officers have been sent to or deployed to lead. In other climes, people go out on election day. Businesses go on.
It's not necessary. It's not necessary in a normal situation, but Nigeria has not been normal for some time. So it has become necessary to even police elections to this extent. Otherwise, it would have been a shame. It's very embarrassing to see the kind of things we are doing now only because we are going to the polls. But Nigeria is a very abnormal place. Nigeria is not situated within the context of countries that are indeed progressive.
Okay, there seems to be more difficulties experienced technically, but we'll get on with this. You know, we never say never.
Never say never.
I guess they still
See
speaking.
now the manifestations of what we are seeing now, which is indeed very embarrassing. But we have to live with these things. And like I said, what if you ask me what my expectations are, I think that I expect Nigerianism in Nigeria at this time. Nigerianism is everything unpopular. Nigerianism is everything negative. Manipulation of elections or attempts to manipulate elections and all. Nothing has changed. Even the persons that are coming back for the post of the position, for the position of the president in Nigeria, are persons that the system is essentially recycling. And it is we, the electorates, we even give them the leverage to attempt to recycle themselves like this. So if you ask me, I think that what I expect to see in the next few hours is a revolution. A revolution at the polls and nothing more. Not a revolution with regards to civil disobedience or some sort of unrest, but a revolution where a people will be determined to get things right at this time. A revolution where people will take advantage of the opportunity to elect a credible leader and say to themselves, well, we are not going to be repeating one thing over and over again and expecting a positive result. A resolution that is going to drive us towards shunning violence, shunning money, shunning any sort of influence, whether locally or internationally, or from the politicians and contestants, and standing and putting our feet on the ground and saying, well, Nigeria's trajectory is going to be changed at this time. This is what I expect to see tomorrow. And as far as I'm concerned, Iyanasho, there's a whole lot of insight and indication that this may be the case. We have seen the trend of things with regards to the support that the various candidates are getting. We have seen the mind and the will, the conversation flowing from different directions in this country, from young people, from aged people, from different tribes, from different political parties. It looks to me like we may not be talking about political parties at this time, and this is so right. It looks to me like we're going to be looking at the candidates and not the party. It looks like we're going to be looking at national consciousness and principle and not bias and sentiments. Maybe we are going to shun, and that should be the correct position. Maybe we are going to shun tribe. Maybe we are going to shun party. Maybe we are going to shun money. Maybe we are going to shun political actors and their manipulative directives and stand right at this time, revolt at the polls and say, let our vote count, and vote our conscience and see how that pans out. I pray for this assiduously, and I do believe that this may come true. Perhaps God has heard the cries of this prayer-willing country called Nigeria. That does nothing but pray every day. Perhaps the time has come when God is going to intervene in our affairs, and that's what I expect to happen.
Let's hope that happens. We can't let you go without talking about the situation in the southeast. Just yesterday, the Finnish government or the Finnish police arrested Simon Ekpa. A few hours later, he was released, and many Nigerians are asking, well, what is going to be the fate of the people in the southeast on election day? These people have said the people referred to as the unknown gunmen and the Simon Ekpa movement, IPOB movement.
I lost you again.
Okay, seems like there was a complication there. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So the situation in the southeast, we can't let you go without talking about that. Just yesterday, Simon Ekpa was arrested by the Finnish police, later released, and they say it's a continuing investigation. But then people are wondering what's the fate of those in the southeast would be coming out to vote on election day tomorrow. The Simon Ekpa faction of the IPOB has said there's going to be sit at home. People in the southeast should not come out and vote. What do you see playing out tomorrow as Nigerians go out to vote?
Well, I'm at the southeast at this time, specifically Anambra State. I do not think that whatever directive such bodies and organizations have given does have any impact on the people. I think that over time, this matter of sit at home had been treated with kid gloves, and it is indeed a very sensitive matter. People are very concerned about their lives and property, and so they have mostly adhered to that, not because they are subservient to that organization or body, not because they want to comply with the directive, but they're concerned about themselves. And whether that has any impact, direct or positive impact, in the forthcoming elections, it's something you can't really say until tomorrow. But as far as I'm concerned, the figures we're having now the environment and how things are looking. The atmosphere doesn't suggest that anybody is under any sort of fear. And, the arrest of Simon is a different thing altogether. It's not happening around our team. I also do not think that it's really having any. See, the situation in Nigeria as a very complicated one that arose from bad leadership, agitations, and all of these. It's pouring up only because leadership also able to of this source. We also have to make for a united Nigeria, also suggest and recommend better ways to run the country. So I don't think it has any impact on these sides. I think the Southeast is ready for the elections. I think that the various constituencies and villages and towns around the place are well prepared for the elections. Campaigns have been going on, by the way, and if people are able to come out and tag along in campaigns, why wouldn't they be able to come out even just a few meters away from their house where their polling units are situated? We are talking about constituency elections here. We are talking about the fact that most registered voters would have registered in their own place, and if we take out statistics, we will find that 70% of voters, eligible voters at this time, would have been voting in their hometown. It can't be as bad as not being able to come out from your own house. So we don't want to be discouraged. We want to continue to encourage people, step out and vote, and that's essentially going to make that change. And if the agitation is anything to go by, it will even provide us an opportunity via the new leadership and a credible leadership voted by the people to look into these agitations on its merit and see how to treat it. It is not the first time we are seeing strive of self-determination. We've seen it in different countries. We've seen it in the Sudan. We're also seeing what's going on now in Russia and Ukraine. And Nigeria is not an exception. I believe that we don't necessarily begin to castigate anybody, because there would have been a reason why people are agitating the way they do. But we have to seize this opportunity to get that leadership that is going to chart the new course and avenue to consolidate these multiple interests and look into these agitations and put a stop to them once and for all.
Well, and Earlier caller Moses made reference to endorsements. He's concerned and saying, well, in this situation where people generalize and say this so and so group, everybody who is a member of this group endorses so and so candidate, what does it spell for the kind of democracy that we have and the politics of Nigeria?
Yeah, well, that is a peculiar thing with Nigeria. I think endorsement is a normal fact in elections. Endorsements is a normal thing in democratic relations. Elsewhere in the different other countries, groups and people, institutions and organizations in their private and collective capacities will continue to endorse groups, will continue to endorse people who are vying for office. There's really nothing wrong with that. In fact, it makes for a very elaborate and, if you like, a juicy kind of democratic system, where people who are convinced by virtue of certain principles they espouse are able to say, well, this is what we think of a candidate, and by virtue of which we're endorsing that candidate. But when they do so, they must also transmit whatever it is that make that candidate capable and credible to the others, in order to influence them to move in their own direction. So of course there has to be vetting and reviewing of the character of persons who are vying offices, and when you're able to put your own yardsticks to that assessment, you should be able to come up with an endorsement. There's really nothing wrong with that. I don't see how it impinges on the kind of democracy we have in terms of trying to make it look like a very unpopular one. There's nothing wrong with that.
Very well, Dr. Chibike Amuchazi, it's been an interesting conversation with you, and we hope to reach out to you again as the election chat room remains open. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Dr. Chibike Amuchazi is
thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.
An international law expert. Thank you so much for talking with us again this morning. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. much. And regards to everybody, and regards to Nigerians, I wish us well and expect that tomorrow we're all going to come out victorious with regards to the will of the people. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And the conversation continues. We'll be talking more with you. This is the Eagles FM election chat room. Myself, Ihana Choprinz.
And Victor Ijoma.
Stay with us.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
102.3 Abuja.
The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
Abuja.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Me, I'm not afraid of that man.
Me too.
What can you really do?
I hope you people are discussing about paying me my rent.
Oga landlord, calm down. We are discussing about the upcoming elections.
Nonsense. Don't tell me to calm down. Your mates are at the Akamata Community Square selling their votes for 5,000 naira. But you are here doing what I don't know.
Oga landlord, do you know that 5,000 naira spread over the next 4 years is just 4 naira per day? Is this what we should sell our votes for? God forbid.
Oga landlord, wise up. We must vote in the right people this time, instead of selling our votes to people who have nothing good to offer our community.
That one is your business. You ladies better go and collect yours, if that will help you gather my rent at the end of the month.
Do not listen to people like this landlord. Election is not a business venture. It is your civic duty to your country to help elect the right leaders who would create a better life for you and a great future for your children. Do not sell your future. Do not sell your vote. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the MacArthur Foundation.
The elections are here. The candidates are slugging it out at the polls. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja is on ground to bring you up-to-date analysis on the elections. From the polling units to the collation centers, Eagles FM Abuja will take you through it with in-depth analysis and great conversation. Join Eagles FM election chatroom anchors from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily as they bring you up-to-date analysis and great conversations with analysts on the elections. Don't miss it.
Are you ready for this?
Keep the frequency clear.
We're live. I woke up with the Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja.
No AC, no problem. We're cooling you down with the freshest hits.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja, Instagram at Eagles FM 1023. Download our apps on your Android and iOS stores. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Joining us on the show this morning, it is Eagles election chat room, where we tend to give you all the updates coming from polling unit and all you need to know ahead of the election. Well, it is less than 24 hours, and I know everyone is gearing up and actually waiting for that time to come up where we go and cast our vote. Okay, we're giving you some of the procedures you need to take ahead of tomorrow. Yes, but the D-Day, we're looking at this for months now, and we are now counting down to the hours ahead of that election.
Absolutely, we can't wait. Nigerians cannot wait till that last moment where, the final results will be declared. That's not going to happen tomorrow, but tomorrow starts the official process towards, one person emerging as the next president. Not just the president, don't forget, we're also talking about National Assembly members, those who are going to be steering controlling the affairs of the federal government in the next 4 years. It may not just even be 4 years, it might be the next 8 years. Because you know how they say the power of incumbency works in Nigeria. Who knows? Now, the question that we ask again, I asked this question yesterday. Vicky Vic just reminded me, 8 years to your current age, if you make the mistake of electing wrong leaders for Nigeria, you're going to have to deal with that for another 8 years. If you add that to your current age, I don't know, if you're 28 or if you're 20 today, that would mean that the better part of your 20s would have been wasted if you have a bad leadership in this country.
When we talk about the calculation, I immediately did mine. I was like, oh my god.
I did that yesterday and I'm like, no.
So I don't know about you out there. I don't know how you want your next 4 years or 8 years to be. At the time is now.
And now let's quickly prep you on what to do, and prep you on what to do and what not to do tomorrow. We'll be looking at some of what's referred to as electoral offenses. We'll also be looking at things that how you need to go out tomorrow. So first of all, the atmosphere, looking at the condition, the atmospheric condition and the temperature in the country, in most parts of the country. Well, at this time it's quite hot. And who knows, places like the south, it might just make rain tomorrow.
Exactly.
So depending on the weather, look for wear weather appropriate clothing. If you're in this part of the country where it's very hot at this time, please put on light clothing. Put on cotton so that you're able to get some air. Also, don't forget to get a keg of water if you can. Have a keg of water around you. It might get really scotchy and dry.
It reminds me of Oyas, who says she'll be doing the trekking, so she can just pack up her water and everything she needs while she embark on that journey to go cast her boat.
And also, INEC has brought us, brought notice to say, look, don't go to the polling booth with your phone. Don't go to the polling booth with your phone. With this now, it just might be a crime to even go to the polling unit, the polling booth. Now, what this means is some people would say, "Oh, we want to go there with our phone so that we can, film what's happening." In case there are any malpractices or anyone who is trying to vote by or influence the outcome of the elections. But then, what INEC is saying is, as you go into the booth to cast your vote, your phone cannot go with you. So you can be around the polling unit, just around the vicinity, maybe with your phone. But once it's time for you to get accredited and vote, you cannot have your phone with you. So I don't know how you want to keep your phone safe. If you're going with your family, maybe one of them can hold your phone while you cast your vote. But if you're going alone, one of the best things to do would be to leave your phone at home. Also be vigilant in this season, in this time. Again, if you can pack your snacks, please pack snacks and food. It just might be a long day at the polling unit. Recall that many Nigerians now are interested in voting, so it's not going to be like before where you have voter apathy and low voter turnout. More people may be coming out to vote on election day. Vic.
Okay, talking about those coming out to vote on election day, it is mandated to be there as early as 8 a.m. To look at to begin the electoral process. Be there as early as 8 a.m. You do the accreditation and before you cast your vote. And if you feel that you want to be there to see how your vote will count, please stay there and be safe. Try to be civil. I know definitely one or two emotions might want to spring up, but at the same time, it's just left for you to comport yourself. Try and be vigilant, just like what the prince said earlier, and don't go there with your phone. And immediately after the accreditation, definitely I was trying to see how we can talk about that particular one, talking about the beavers and other things like that. If you're trying to do that, you should make sure that you get the necessary information before you go out. And I was also looking at when you're casting your vote, the last previous election, that of 2011 and 2015 and 2019 to be precise, a lot of illegal votes, was recorded. So
invalid votes.
Probably invalid vote was counted. And now this has to do with how you thumbprint, how you fold the paper, how you put all this in. I was watching a video online yesterday. A lady was like, when she voted, she was trying to close it this way, and before you know anything, the ink was on another party.
Absolutely, and that would invalidate your vote.
So you have to know there's a lot of processes in which you would do when you're casting out your vote. You can go online, check out how these things are done. Even a lot of videos circulating both on WhatsApp status and there to tell you how to cast your vote and how to thumb print and these are the things you need to learn. Not the shouting, not the jumping, and the day of election you now miss it. You're preparing for exam, and the day of exam you don't even know what to write. So these are the things we need to avoid ahead of this election.
Absolutely. As you go out tomorrow, you cannot allow yourself to be caught napping. You cannot invalidate your own vote after all the stress, of trying to get your PVC, stress of going out to vote on election day. Like, oh yes, who's going to walk for 3 kilometers? I don't know how you're going to do it. I wish you the strength. I wish you good luck in your trekking. I wish you the grace of God.
When you say trekking, no, it should be legging because
oh my God, I don't know. But please, these are sacrifices that people, the Nigerians have come to say we're ready to make these sacrifices to ensure that the process is carried out seamlessly. Whatever it will take on our part, we will do it. INEC is doing its part. Now that brings me to talk about the beavers. The beavers has been touted to be the game changer in elections, but judging or going by the Oshun experience, that is still in big contention. Going to court again, the election petition tribunal seem to have not really gotten it right with their calculations.
It should have been a test run.
Analysts are saying that the back end and wasn't updated with based on the reports that was used to pass their judgment. INEC they didn't get the back end and also the actual beavers recordings. So please, first of all, as you go out early, now one of the things that going out early tomorrow would help you do is to help you examine and inspect the election materials before voting starts. Now one of the things that people have been advised to do is ensure that the beavers read zeros before accreditation commences. If there's any other figure aside from zero at the time or before commencement of accreditation, it would mean that there would be a big possibility of over or under voting at that polling unit, and over.
So when you say zeros, how many zeros are we looking at here?
0 0 0 0 0 0 till infinity. So till infinity, till the end of the figures, everything should read zeros. No other figure but zero. Look at that and ensure that's and also ensure that the beavers come on in front of you, that they work properly. Just they observe all these things before the process begins in earnest. These are things that you can do. If you are an agent, a party agent, you also want to make sure that you do your due diligence around the polling units. Now another thing, when you go out, once you get to the polling units, you cannot canvass for votes for anyone. You cannot canvass for votes at the polling unit. If you do that, that's an electoral offense. You cannot be seen to be telling people who to vote for once you come out to the polling unit. You can have friendly conversations. How's your family? How is your life? How's Nigeria? Don't even talk about Nigeria. In fact, don't talk about Nigeria. Talk about yourselves. Talk about your talk about your family. That's if you must talk to people at the polling units. Now again, do not wear insignias or logos or any of those things of any political party. You cannot wear your political party hat or your political party caps. You can't wear shirts that has your party insignia on it. That's very important. If you do that, it would amount to electoral offense. You can be charged for it.
Now I will have a lot of security operatives out there this time.
I mean, trust me, man. Trust me. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot who are going to be out tomorrow. They've already been deployed. So please, you don't want to be seen as an offender. You cannot go through all this stress and then be arrested on election day. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to us. What else, Vicky?
Then we'll still look at the fake news. Yes, I didn't want to throw more light on that. We should be careful with what we post on our WhatsApp status, on our Facebook pages, including Twitter, because whether you like it or not, security operatives are monitoring these platforms, and to pick anyone that that is found wanting. So we need to be careful. Even if you want to get the news, make sure, or probably you've seen it, go to verified sources to get verified information, rather than just you see anything and you just post out. You don't know who you'll be misleading, and by the time the news travels from A to B and C, they've added other news to it before even get to the next person.
They must have embellished them and embellished it and made it look different from what it already
we need to be careful with fake news, because security operatives are tracking people down, and don't fall victims. And these are all electoral offenses that are already tabled before us.
Please do not fall victim. Again, fake news is everywhere. Verify what you hear, what you see. Don't just run with everything. Don't consume everything that you see on social media. There's a lot of fake news. In fact, media houses have been carrying some of these fake stories
without even knowing,
without even verifying, without knowing. So please, don't just take everything that you see on social media, or even some of the platforms that you seem to trust may step out of line at this time. So be very careful what you consume as media content around this time. And again, I'm sure by now you've made up your mind who you're going to vote. Don't leave yourself confused. Do not also confuse others. As much as you can, just do what's required of you. If you're at the polling unit, don't fight. No fighting. That would amount to electoral violence. There's no fighting. So we're going to be reading to you, some of the electoral offenses as we see them confirmed, especially from the Electoral Act 2022 as amended. Keep the conversation with us. You can join in. Feel free. This is a chat room, the election chat room. We can chat with you. You can chat with us. 090-7353-0044 090-8766-8888. That is 090-9705-4450. Again, 090-8766-8888. SMS and WhatsApp messages are welcome on 090-9705-4450. If you find any credible, confirmed and verifiable information that you want to share with us around the elections, please feel free to jump in and let us in and give us those updates. Be our eyes and ears on the ground. We'd love to take your feedback. Those of you who are going out to vote tomorrow, you can also get involved in the chat and let us know what's happening at your polling units. We would love to hear them, especially the verifiable, factual and credible information. We do not and we would not take anything, or would not, we don't want anything that isn't true in any way. We have callers who are joining us. Let's see that we can bring you in. Okay, seems like we had a problem here. Hello, good morning. Good morning, what's your name?
This is Ja Temple.
Ja Temple.
Yes.
Good to have you.
I've been listening to your program and the word of encouragement, and you have also enlightened the vote to do. But the issue with some of us is that where we have our voting centers in my state, because of this cashless policy, we don't travel. So I will be here praying and praying that God should give us the best person that will take care of us in this country.
Did you just say you couldn't travel because of the cashless policy or the cash
cash
crunch?
Money. The cash is not there. To my state. That is where I registered and I having to vote.
Ja Temple, did you try to go to the park and transfer to them? I know people who traveled yesterday and today who had to do transfers at the parks, and they found their way to their polling to their states or where they want to vote.
Secondly, I even need to declare my family so that we can live there and do that. For the presidency, I don't think I will be part of it, but the governorship, I think I will.
Okay.
And praying that God should, those that will vote on our behalf, God should give us the best man. We're praying for them.
Very well. We pray for that as well.
Greeting to listening to Big in the studio. It's Ja Temple.
Good afternoon to you, probably good morning, Ja Temple. How you doing?
Rest fine, thank you, sir. Yes. We have missed you this morning on the sports show.
It's not time for play. It's not time for sports. No, it's not time for play now. Ja Temple, this is serious matter we're talking about.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ja Temple.
Not to say that sports is not serious before people come for me. I'm just saying we have a national issue at hand. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. God bless you. Shall be well with you. The Lord is your strength.
Amen. Good morning to you.
Thank you very much. This is Evangelist Daniel Kolo.
Evangelist Emefele.
Daniel Kolo.
Oh, okay, Daniel. I know Emefele is one of the most popular people in the country now. So.
no, he is Daniel Kolo.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Yes, this election, by the grace of God, it shall be peaceful. There will be no bloodshed. By the grace of God, that is our prayer. Though we are hearing some skirmish in some places, but God will take control. And everybody should go to the polling booth and vote the candidate of his choice. It's only God that gives power. No man can give power. We can only try our best. God is the one that turned the heart of a king to where he wants to turn it to. So, yes, this cash crunch, it affects many people quite alright, because the issue is that the transfer now, many transfer are not even going, so some drivers don't even want to talk about transfer. Even filling station, you should go now, except you have POS, that they will use your POS to transfer, but through transfer of from assets to, they always hang it. So people are afraid now. Not to after you have gone and the money or the reverse. So those are the things that are challenges that are on the people now. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Appreciate you calling in. What's the amount this still shall pass? Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost connection with that one. Try to call us back now. Based on all that you've heard and more that we're going to give to you in the next hour, we'll be taking your feelers as to how prepared you are and taking feedback as to how prepared you are for this election. It's not enough to keep talking about the election from last year or even 2 years ago. How prepared are you now that we're inching closer to the finish line? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Friday.
Okay, go on Friday.
Yeah, God bless you.
Bless you too.
You see, it's election. They are pray for peace. They record take control. Because how can you tell your children, say, don't eat outside, but you not give them food to eat? You see, yesterday, I sent a text to my father. There are other people they went on retire from army because they used to collect their salary from 20 to 26. There will be no salary after election. And I called my friend also, he's in the field, he's in the forest, they also, the doctor that was working also. I don't see it right, see, for Papa home. He said, free will is this after election. Now, he tell me, they tell your children to go. That the power they will not collect food and eat, but we don't give them food to eat. Now, why not prepare them? They take care of their family first before they go out there. So that even though somebody they offer them money, they will say somebody will not collect. But when somebody don't have anything in their pocket, and nowadays, if somebody see 200 and the other send 200,000, it is 200 and note. Because there's some people they read for 2 weeks. They don't even see 50 naira. They are cash for their hand. And if you see them, maybe go to POS, they go and drop money. Maybe one time they will say to collect 300 for your hand. And if somebody will come, they come for putting wood, say, take 1 time naira. You just show that for eyes. True. Because you don't tell the person, they don't take care of the person, he can collect. So at some time the government they do something the way always and in error. If I say to them before they go out there and go to the Rusane to protect Nigeria.
Okay.
So them tell the security, they didn't take up their family before they go to field.
Okay.
Thank you, God bless you.
Thank you very much. He just made a very valid point. Again, we've been talking about this for quite a while. It's talking of vote buying, which is an electoral offense, by the way. I'll read that to you from the Electoral Act, so you know. He's saying if people haven't had 200 naira cash, because of the cash squeeze in weeks, and someone brings 1,000 naira to them, there's a big possibility that they're going to take that. But again, I'd love to remind you that if you're taking monies from those politicians who have made us, or for many politicians at all, and these monies were stolen, or monies that were supposed to be meant to better life, I said you're taking blood money, and this is my argument. If the money that you're taking was meant for the construction of roads that were not constructed, and because of that Nigerians died, you have taken what is it?
Blood money.
If the money was meant for the building of hospitals and it was diverted and you collect it, people died in those hospitals because of poor facilities, and you collected that money, what did you collect?
Blood money.
If the money was meant for fighting insecurity and it was diverted, Nigerians died in their thousands, and you collect that money, what have you collected?
Prince, let's look at a scenario whereby those that commit electoral offenses are not persecuted.
Oh yeah,
that's also another thing we also have to.
Over time we've been talking about the Electoral Offences Commission, the establishment of that commission, and it hasn't come through. Many people would say with the establishment of such a commission, we would have electoral offences and electoral offenders tried and even prosecuted. We'll get there. We're getting there gradually.
Because if you try these guys and they are found wanting and they persecute them, the next person will not even try it. That's the thing. Because people just get away with things and nothing happens. Just like now we've been talking about some governors making certain statements and stuff like that, because they feel that they have immunity, they can make such. By the time somebody is picked up, arrested, go to jail, and comes back, the next person will not try it.
Well, the governors, they have immunity. Now, vote buying is a very big issue.
It's a very big issue.
Very big issue. It's so disheartening. Yesterday, someone called on the show in the evening. We were having the Global Peace Foundation's One Family and the God, and someone called in and said, I'm looking for who will buy my votes. Not just my votes. I have 3 wives and 5 children who are eligible to vote, and they have voters card. I'm looking, even if they just give us 5,000, give me 5,000 for all of them, they will vote for the person. I'm looking for who. I said, why? And he said, when we voted in 2015, I voted my conscience. I voted somebody who I trusted, who I felt was going to do good, and I didn't want to collect money, and I voted the person didn't do good. So my friends who collected their money, at least they are not regretting that they collected the money and voted for the person. So me, I don't want to regret. And I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're collecting, now the sad part is you're not just selling your own votes, you're selling the votes of other family members, you're selling the votes of your children. That's the future of Nigeria. You're selling. You'll probably have a few more years to live. These children are going to be there to suffer all that that's going to come with the next administration. Now again, I ask you, what if you take these monies and you vote for that person, and somehow you're one of the first people to be caught up with the bad governance? Say for instance, you're one of those that loses their life on account of insecurity because of bad governance. Where would you be, and how would you be feeling at that time? This is just to appeal to your conscience, because you will be gone, and you'll be looking at other Nigerians suffer, and you're going to be regretting from where you are, wherever it is that you are. So please do not sell your votes. Listen to this. This is the Electoral Act, section 22 says, any person who is in unlawful possession of any voter's card, whether issued in the name of any voter or not, or B, sells or attempts to sell or offers to sell any voter's card, whether issued in the name of any voter or not, or C, buys or offers to buy any voter's card, whether on his own behalf or on behalf of any other person, commits an offense that is liable on conviction to a fine not more than 500,000 naira, or imprisonment not more than 2 years, or both. Again, imagine that you took 5,000 or 10,000 naira for a voter's card, and then you are arrested and prosecuted, and you have to pay a fine of 500,000 naira. Whose loss would it be? By then, that person that you voted is probably enjoying the perks of office. They're going to be with their children, living well and living good. Imagine that you collect 10,000 naira and you eat a meal, and then for a pot of soup, and then you are arrested and you have to go to jail. You're going to be eating jail food for another 2 years. You're suffering. Don't worse past Job on. Again, please, as you go out on election day tomorrow, your security is everything. There's no violence, no fighting. Do not go out to the polling units with any form of weapons. The only your PVC should be the only weapon in your hand. Your PVC should be the only weapon in your hand. No weapons. No weapons. The only thing that you should have is your PVC, your snacks, water, and maybe sunshades or your cap to protect you from the sun. If you have a hat, put that on. That's going to do us a lot of good. The callers here, let's bring them in. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Prince Henach.
Good morning, Haruna. Is that you?
One of my best presenters that knows most of his callers' voice.
What can I do? Thank you very much for joining us, Haruna.
Well, thank you. Sorry, your colleague was there.
Good morning to you.
All right. Prince Henach.
Hello?
Hello?
Haruna, we can hardly hear you. The network is really bad. You may want to call us back, please. Please call us back, Haruna. We'd love to hear you. All right? 09073530044 and 09087668888. Tomorrow is the big day. How prepared are you? This is our last hour. We'll just take your we'll take your level of preparation. How prepared are you for the elections?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, so on a quick one here, Macho.
Yes.
I beg Nigerians and mothers, if you have male children, they are just going up to exercise their franchise. I'm waiting with the English if I'm correct.
That's what it is.
Tell your children not to go there and start misyanning. If they don't have respect for you, let them have respect for the jail where they go enter. Or if they don't have respect for their family, let them have respect for the government. Government no they fear anybody. Listen, before you go and start to cry, say my son is innocent before they carry out. Person where they innocent, no they enter inside trouble. Person where they, because I have seen, you see this sagging nature of these young boys that are aged casting their vote. The way they talk is mannerless. The way they talk is mannerless, so that you will not be in the house. Your child will not come and buy market that is bigger than any cat can't give you for house. Warn your kids, whether male or female, that want to go and vote. Just go and cast your vote and leave back. Just if you are going to stay to count to watch them counting your vote, it will come your mouth. It will come your mouth. Peace is better than violence. Even if not Gary, you see, it's just the drink water and you get your peace for your house. It's greater than going to the police station and going to people who don't reach you, who don't reach your phone. You go to call a boss, I beg, CP, I beg ADC, I beg whatever they are in that police or whoever it is. Warn your kids. Children should be warned now. Adults should be warned.
Okay.
And again, Baba, where you dey go and dey see them yesterday dem go say because one politician dey come share money, you don already sell your children's future be that. You don as you collect that money dey sell the people, when your conscience dey tell you say you have already sold your soul to the devil. Be careful. Whatever they are giving you now will not do you for not even reaching that transport go by Magini will not reach you for 8 years. Now when others are talking with their hands on their chest, you will be inside just listening because you have already sold your destiny.
You sold yourself and your family.
2,000 naira or 500 naira or 300 naira with a packet of Maggi for crying out loud. They see you before. Mokuna, be careful.
Thank you.
Enough. My mother dey talk. It's enough for people who get brain.
Thank you.
And life.
Thank you. Oyas doing the Lord's work, doing a motherly work job. Young people, please don't go out there and spark up violence or anything. Speak to people in the most civil manner, so that we don't have anyone. See, I said it before. No fighting at the polling. If you fight, they'll pick you up. If you cause any form of this thing, they will pick you up. If you try to snatch ballot box, they will meet you in the spirit realm. So please avoid all of that. We're begging you now. Hello, good morning. Lost that one. Vicky, another caller is here.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, am I clear now?
Yes, it's clear. Go ahead.
All right. I said my own argument is not on the electoral law you are just reading out for us. Those are offensive. But the enforcer is my own challenge. Some of them, do they even know all these offenses? You understand? As a policeman or a civil defense guy being mounted in a police unit, you see them standing watching party agents distributing money to people to influence them to come and vote for their candidates. And he will not do anything. You understand? We don't want to see that this election by the grace of God. We want a peaceful election, a free each election, just like how one good thing I love about this station, we have been preaching positive things about our country. So we just pray everything will go smoothly, and by the grace of God, whoever that wins, it wins for Nigeria.
Absolutely.
You understand? And let's give him that support.
Right.
I'm enjoying your program. Keep it up.
Thank you very much, Haruna. Thank you very much for being very loyal. Thank you.
Well, we'll be surprised tomorrow. Schools are on break. The streets will be empty. No vehicular movement at all.
No vehicular movement.
So we expect that some kids might turn the street out into a football pitch and other things like that. But that doesn't mean if you try to play your games or stuff, you should come close to where the polling unit is.
Don't even play around there. It's a no play zone.
Stay away, because whether you like it or not, the blood of Nigeria, the Nigerians, it's very, very hot. Seriously, because
our blood is hot. Our blood is hot. AC is blowing me.
We're feeling it here because that's just the truth. We just need to be very careful. But the big question is, how prepared are you for tomorrow? How prepared are you? Is just like the way Prince said, you grab your PVC. That should be the only thing, apart from water and probably snacks you're taking to your polling unit. That should be the only thing. Even if it's pen, you can't go with any pen at all, because everything is different. What are you going to write? So just go there with your PVC. That's the only thing that you can go out there with. So the question is, how prepared are you? Take your PVC, put on the table. If you're going to go out with your sandals or anything, make sure it's prepared. You get there as early as possible, even before the INEC agents are there. You're there. You see how they bring out their stores and put on the table, the electoral material and everything put on the table. You observe all these things.
Observe everything.
That's all you need. It's your right. You need to do this. This is where it is mandatory. It's mandatory for every Nigerian.
If you're among the 87.2 million Nigerians who have their PVCs according to INEC, please go out tomorrow and vote. They say a word is enough for the wise, like Oyas also put it rightly. Thank you all. This is where we'd have to draw the curtains. We're just being reminded that we have overshot our time. You know, when we have these interesting conversations with you, we really hardly want to leave. So Danny Sucre is going to take over from here. Don't forget, this is the Eagles FM election chat room. It's running all through. We're bringing you updates as we see them. Everything is happening in the polity from now till next Friday. Yes. Everything we're talking here is about the elections, and we want to make sure that you participate and have a good time even on election day.
Yes, I think we'll be in the streets tomorrow.
Yes, we'll also be bringing you reports from the streets tomorrow. Vicky
exactly.
Vicky is one of those who's going to be out there bringing us updates as what's happening in Nigeria and in all across polling units in the FCT. So please, if you have those updates, share with us, and it would be good for all of us. We want to make sure that we have an informed electorate. As you're going out, you're not just going out like every other person. Don't forget, check out those who are contesting for the seats of for the National Assembly in your area. If you're in, for instance, you're in Kaduna State, find out those who would be representing you at the National Assembly, the Federal House of Representatives, as well as the Senate. Also, do not forget, go out and be safe. Be safe, be safe, be safe. It's more important than any other thing, okay? Thank you very much for being a part of our chat this morning. We'll hand you over now to Danny Sucre. Where's Danny Sucre? Danny, where are you? Come in. Let's do this well. Let's do this right and exit the studio for you, okay? Okay, seems like Danny is missing in action, but he's around. He's in the building. He just came to signal us to evacuate the studio. So, well, thank you very much again. My name is Ihe Nacho Prince.
Well, I wouldn't want to introduce myself as sports minister already.
No, you're not the sports minister anymore.
Victor Ijoma, we are definitely signing out.
All right, keep it here on your radio experience. You can count on us more interesting stuff coming on. Danny has got some interesting facts and interesting angles to the conversation you want to listen to. Keep it here.
Eagles 102.